keep your eyes shut. The lights flicker, there's evil all around us. No one's safe from the nightmare. Cold sweat, so scared. Someone get me out of here. They say you better be afraid. The night's coming like fire from a hand grenade. There's no escaping tonight. It's coming alive.
We're live. It's Tuesday night here on the SLG Network and YouTube for a Tuesday night, September 8th, 2022 edition, of course. It's Sports with Rich live on your social media platforms here on YouTube and the SLG Network. Like, comment, and subscribe on the channel as you always we enjoy having you. Thanks to all the supporters that keep growing here on the network and the show. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube, my channel, Rich Mancuso, also on the SLG Network every Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. or more. And we have a stacked 2.5 hours as always. Your comments always, questions in the queue. We have an NFL special coming up. Kickoff is Thursday night. Full slate of games, NFL Week 1. We're going to talk a lot of NFL tonight, do a roundtable later in the show, give out picks and some projections for the upcoming season. Sam Garnes, a former defensive back with the Giants and Jets in the New York area, he'll join us on the program, give his NFL insights, as I say. Hey, anyway, we got a big show. We got the MLB stretch run right now with all the standings in baseball, what's going on. Keep it in the ring as always. A lot of pro wrestling, as you know, plus the boxing news. In addition, we will have Fact of the Week. Aaron Judge bobblehead is still up for grabs. I don't know if anyone will get the answer again this week. And, of course, nobody beats the Wiz, my favorite part of the program, with my young co-host, my protege. There he is, the Wiz, Robert Rizzo. And, Riz, you had a busy week because you know why I know that? I didn't see you much.
Yeah, we're back with full swing of things. Jesus.
No. Avoid
college football, September stretch of baseball.
That too. But no, answer my question. Avoid the issue. I didn't see you much this week, and we know why.
Yep, just like
that. Yeah, Cal. Tell the world why I didn't see the Wiz. There you go. Again. And again, I know where he was, and that's another story, but we'll get to that throughout the trip. He's going to pay for it one day. He's going to pay for it. Well, Wiz, good to see you as always. It's always good to see you, always good to hear from you. We both write for LatinoSports.com, read our the content on the website, and also I write for NewYorkSportsDay.com. Social media handles being scrolled at the bottom of the page. I'm at Facebook.com, Rich Mancuso, Twitter at Ring786, among others. What did it reach you, Riz?
Follow me on Twitter, rrizzo4, Facebook, Robert Rizzo, and Instagram, rrizzo4. Oh, Robert Riz994. There you go.
He's been so busy at barbecues, he forgot his social media handle. How do you like that?
It's like that.
All right, let's get to it because, this week was the Mets-Dodgers at Citi Field. And, of course, Citi Field parking lot, and me and the Wiz had to say something before we went into Citi Field. Take a look.
I believe it's muted, but... You see how energetic I look compared to you. We got to get you up and going before game time because that was a Dodgers Mets.
Do you know what we said?
Series, and it felt like a playoff like atmosphere each and every inning.
It was. Hey, Cal, we got the volume on it.
Mike Kershaw today. Big 2 games in Queens.
Yeah, I'd rather be home sleeping though.
That's the Wiz. Why do you drag me to these places? Baseball's the best. That's why you got to be here.
All right, okay.
I didn't drag you anywhere. You had to be there. Dodgers, Mets, you can't miss that.
Well, it's part of my job, too. I have to be there. But you dragged me there because I'm in the car with you. Anyway, let's get to it. Enough of that. Because Dodgers-Mets, and the Mets show that they can command the Dodgers. They also did it this with the Braves, but then the Nationals come to town, and the Mets get back-to-back games, lose 7-1. Riz, let's take a look at the National League East standings right now. The Mets coming into play tonight. At one time, we all know where this NL lead was. But now the Mets are in the pennant race for sure. They've been in there, but all of a sudden the lead is down to one game. The Dodgers still command the best record in baseball, but showing their struggles. Part of the Mets' dilemma, and they're going through it again tonight, is they're not hitting. And we'll go into those stats as well, Wiz. But Max Scherzer, sideline, came out of the game the other night with the weakness to his left side. They say he might make the start Friday. He might not. All right. Part of the reason the Mets are Scherzer's been trying to get his 200th career win. More importantly, Mets need him down the stretch.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern for the Mets down the stretch. You need Scherzer and DeGrom as healthy as possible in October. Either way, if it's a division winner or in the wild card, you need DeGrom and Scherzer. His last 18 innings, 2.89 ERA with 19 strikeouts. He was healthy and fully going the whole time, and he called it before anybody else. So it's a good sign. Hopefully he gets to go on Friday, but here on out, they got to stay healthy until the end.
The Braves keep winning, and when the Braves win, the Mets lose. That's why that lead is one game. Could lose first place. I've been saying that for weeks now, and it could happen this week. I think it's inevitable because the Mets are not hitting. That's what it is, too. They have to pitch. Carrasco didn't the other night. Tonight, Walker's not pitching well. Gave up another home run. He's been giving a lot of those up in the last 2 weeks. Second half blunders like he did last year in the second half. And then the team is slumping, though. Escobar is coming out of it a little bit in the lineup. Marte, once again, the key to this lineup, we don't know. Got hit by a pitch again. The Mets, every 7th time they were hit by a pitch, there's a club record going there. It's irritating Buck Showalter, irritating the Mets and the Met fan base. It's ridiculous, but they're not hitting. That's the key. Pete Alonso, 2 double play balls he hit into tonight in Pittsburgh, a team they have to beat, just like they had to beat the Nationals. First time this season, Alonso's done that, 2 double plays. He's slumping, 10 for his last 45.
Yeah, he's slumping big time, and when the Mets are winning, it's all down to Alonso. He's batting .320 in wins, .163 in losses, so that's just a telling tale right there. But Alonso, he's got to get it going on all assets, especially on offense, because if he's not hitting, the Mets ain't going, and especially with Atlanta surging on the West Coast right now, they're going to need Alonso. And I believe today was his 18th grounded into double play of the season, just behind Marte for 19th for the team leader. So they got to get it going on offense.
The schedule's in their favor, but if they can't beat these teams that are below 500 out of contention a long time ago, that's not going to help their cause. The Braves also have an easy schedule, but, it may come down to, as we've been saying, to that last weekend this month, Mets, Braves in Atlanta for 3 games. If this keeps up, though, Braves could get this division easily, and that's going to really hurt the Mets to become a wild card team. Mets have scored 3 runs in their last 12 games. Per game, they're averaging in their last 12, 3 runs. You're not going to win many ball games that way. They're 172 batting, runners in scoring position, and a big part of this lineup, the cog all the time, besides Marte, Francisco Lindor, once again, streaky, 7 for his last 43 in his last 12 games.
Yeah, he's been struggling just as much as Alonso. He has 1 hit. He had 1 hit in the National Series alone. He had 1 hit today, but he's just got to get it going along with Alonso. And his defense speaks for itself. He's a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, but the Mets need his offense, and it shows when they're winning. And dating back to August, he's been struggling, and they got to get it going. Lindor, we said it before, but Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, and Alonso, the top 4 of that lineup, that's the Mets right there. And we'll compare it with the Yankees down the line. But that movement right there, if Marte's hurt, that's a big indicator in September.
And they're not getting production again out of the DH spot. That was an issue. That's why they went out and got Ruff and Vogelbach at the deadline. They came out house of fire. They're not doing it now. It's hurting them. Heck, J.D. Davis is doing better than the both of them in San Francisco. It is his 9th home run last night. A good shot. He gets on base for the Giants. He gets on base. He takes pitches. He walks. He's not hitting a home run and playing a good third base. The key here, too, now we're at the Pittsburgh. The Mets go down to Miami. They've commanded the Marlins down there. They're 10-4 against the Marlins this season, 5-1 down there in Miami. They don't beat Pittsburgh, well, I don't know. I mean, then they got a shot with the Marlins. So they have a very good chance here to widen the gap a little more against the Braves, but they don't hit, you're not going to win.
No, if you're not hitting, you're not going to win at the end of the day. And as you said, they have Pirates, Marlins, Cubs, Pirates coming up, and the Braves have that West Coast tail, A's, Mariners, Giants. And I've noticed throughout this season, a lot of National League East teams, National League Central teams that travel to the West Coast, they tend to struggle on those trips. Phillies, the Mets we saw back in June, maybe the Braves struggle a little bit. Other than the A's, the Mariners and Giants are tough opponents.
Well, the Mariners are fighting for an American League wild card. They have things to play for. But these other teams that Mets are playing, they're long gone. And these should be easy wins for the Mets, if not wins, if not that easy. But they're simply not doing it. And the other team in New York, you don't know what to make of these Yankees right now. I mean, they won their game on Labor Day yesterday. Stanton's hurt again, got hit in the foot, but he hasn't been much since the All-Star break for them. 4 for 44. His stats coming into yesterday. American League, the Yankees lead 115.5 down to 5 games with the Rays, and right on their tails are the Toronto Blue Jays, the hottest team in the American League.
Yeah, they haven't been putting the ball in play at all. The Yankees, 190 hits in their last 27 games. That ranks 28th in baseball in front of the Pirates and Marlins. So just like that, they got to get the offense going just as much as the Mets do. Both New York teams are struggling at the same time. It's a telling tale going into September stretch. So they got to wake it up. But the first guy I wanted to talk about was Oswald Peraza. They called him up last Thursday. They called him up last Thursday. I believe he's only got 1 game played so far. They got to get him some
too much
time.
Pressure on the prospect. You bring him up to be a savior for this team. It's not happening. It's too much pressure. And then what are you going to get from a rookie? He can't save them. You know, it comes down to what they have. And what Brian Cashman assembled. And I keep telling everyone, been a lot of social media buzz about it, and I've been interjecting. Brian Cashman, the GM, if this team does not do what they're expected to do, to me, longevity, loyalty, not. Brian Cashman, in the walk year of his contract, is long-term GM of his team, he's gone. This is not Aaron Boone's fault. He gets the lineup put up to him. He worked with the numbers that he gets. He's really do much in his management. He can't do it because analytics the Yankees depend too much on. It's not Aaron Boone's fault here. I'm not faulting him as a manager. Fans think he makes the wrong moves. It's analytics.
Yeah, I agree, especially on the analytics side. We see the roster construction and the lineup construction day by day. It changes like you don't know what's coming. And we thought, like I said before, on Thursday, we would see Peraza be playing day by day just to get some type of spark going. But we only seen him 1 game. But the Yankees, they're 17-26 in the second half. I believe that's only in front of the Tigers for the best American League lead.
Lowest percentage also in slugging. They still lead the league in runs scored, which amazes me because at the American League to me is mediocre. That's amazing as it is. But next to the Tigers, they've had the worst record in the second half. This guy, no Aaron Judge, he's the story. And if he doesn't hit a home run, it seems the Yankees don't win. Unbelievable, as John Sterling on the air yesterday said, phenomenal. He's never seen a player like this in his long-time career as a Yankees radio broadcaster. Number 54, yes, the Yankees ringed out tonight, doubleheader tomorrow with the Twins, a straight admission doubleheader, which is rare in the Bronx for the Yankees. Now, Aaron Judge, on-base percentage, this stat blows my mind, Wiz. 354. The rest of the Yankee lineup, on-base percentage, 181.
Ooh. That speaks for itself right there. If Judge ain't going, the Yankees ain't winning. He has 9 hits in their last 6 games. And he's the front runner.
Judge, you see the stats for Judge as well?
I know which ones you're talking about.
You know what I'm going to say. 7 hits. All right. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 runs, and what? I think 10 of those are extra base hits. Well, anyway, 8 hits, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, 4 RBI, whatever it is, and the last 39 innings. That's what Judge has assembled. I mean, the numbers are unbelievable. 5 runs scored. He's the Yankee offense. He's also the AL MVP by unanimous decision. He's also widely leading in the home run race. No one's going to come close to him. He leads in slugging. He leads in RBI. And he's in a walk-off year. And if the Yankees are not going to pay him, some team is going to have the ability to sign him, give him a lot of money, and he'll make them a winner.
Big time. Aaron Judge is a winner all through and through. He's the MLB leader in home runs, RBIs, runs, extra base hits. You name the stat, he's the leader of it, clearly. So I think he's the
and you know what?
away.
Teams don't know how to pitch him, Wiz. They don't know how to pitch him. They throw it here, there, and everywhere. He's going to hit it. Look, he gets his share of strikeouts. He might walk, get an extra base hit. You throw the pitch the wrong way, Aaron Judge is sending it long, deep, far out of the ballpark, especially in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, and he did it again yesterday. And Aaron Judge, to me, yes, I agree with John Sterling. Phenomenal. He really is. Don't know what the Yankees are going to do with this contract. Doesn't seem like making any attempt to negotiate to get it done before the postseason. They're going to wait to the offseason, and I really do. If they don't give him $350 million or more, he's going to walk. Who knows? Could end up going home to California and play for the Giants. Anyway, also, we talk about those Yankee stats in the lineup, Wiz. Josh Donaldson not doing it. Another bad move by Brian Cashman. Donaldson's stats are astronomically low. And he's got a bad, and DJ LeMahieu working with a bad toe. We know that. The bottom end of the lineup really doesn't do IKF. They call him, what's his name? Kalefa?
Kiner Falefa.
He's breaking out of it a little bit. If you're a Yankee fan, you've had enough with Gleyber Torres, and I heard from a source, that's it. Yankees are giving up with him, and he might be out of town during the offseason.
Yeah, it makes sense. Clearly, they were trying to sell at him during the July trade deadline, and we heard it with the Marlins for Pablo Lopez. Maybe something sparks up in the offseason, but Gleyber's been struggling the second half already. He has better season totals than last season, but that first half, he's not the first half player that we've seen.
No, and he hasn't proved himself since that rookie year. Enough is enough. The patience is run thin. I think Gleyber's going to be out of here. By the way, Wiz, the Yankees have that 3 big game series after the Twins this weekend in the Bronx, Tampa Bay, which could decide some things because the race is close. I mean, you can see the Rays widen into 2-1. It's hard to believe we're talking. Yankees, Rays, and even Toronto. Toronto and the Rays on the Yankees' tail. That is so hard to believe considering, 7 weeks ago, everyone had the Yankees winning away 20 games in this division, winning 118 games. I'll admit, I was one of them, but now it's down to 5 games, and that Rays Tampa Bay Yankee series this weekend in the Bronx is going to be really, really interesting.
Definitely. That's baseball at its finest, honestly. In July, it's a totally different tale than what is in August compared to September, and I love that about baseball. But the Yankees have to wake up because you mentioned the Rays, but I'd be concerned about the Blue Jays. The Rays have 9 games against the Blue Jays and 6 against Houston. And the Rays are
pitching, and the Rays are hitting home runs. Calvin Biggio, I think 3 the other night. He's got his home run back going. Guerrero does the same thing. They're going to be awfully dangerous. They produce a lot of runs, a lot of home runs. They're capable of doing it. They're a September team. So the Yankees, you made a good point, Riz. Got to watch not only the Rays, but all of a sudden, Toronto, the Yankees have still, I think, 6 games left with the Blue Jays coming up. And I think that's in the next 2 weeks. All right. Moving on to other things in MLB. How about Albert Pujols? Continually does it. 695. 5 more to that 700 mark. He pinch hit home run 695. 4th all-time in home run all-time in baseball. And he broke that 0-0 tie in the 8th inning with the pinch hit off the bench home run. How about this? 42-year-old Albert Pujols still hitting home runs.
He's awesome. He's a storyline every day. And it's not that he's just hitting home runs. He's helping the Cardinals make it to the postseason at 42 years old. He came up in the 8th inning yesterday against the Cubs, his last at-bat against the Cubs, and hit a 2-run homer to beat them and eventually win the series against the Cubs to end them. Season ended for them back in April. But the Cardinals, they're going to be here in it to the end. I think they're going to be a sleeper come October. They always get hot in September. They have the winning waves in Yadier Molina and then Arenado, Goldschmidt, Pujols, as we
Sorry,
mentioned.
Calvin, our producer in the back at the SLG. We'll talk to him later. The Milwaukee Brewers are not winning the division. This is the Cardinals division, and you mentioned Riz, going to be a dangerous team here in September. They go in the postseason, they can go awfully far because they got it all with 2 MVP candidates commanding both corners of the infield. So that will be an interesting situation for the Cardinals and baseball, as well as the Chicago White Sox still having a shot outside. They're very disappointing, but Dylan Cease, all of a sudden, no hit bid, 2 outs the other night, came up short. Cy Young Award candidate for sure, 2.13 ERA, 195 strikeouts. That's only next to the Yankees' Garrett Cole. Dylan Cease helping the White Sox try and get over the hump and maybe make that late run in the September stretch to make the postseason.
Yeah, big time. Dylan Cease has been lights out for the Chicago White Sox, along with Lance Lynn the other night, throwing lights out. But Dylan Cease, first in the American League with opponent batting average being 185, second leader in ERA, second leader in strikeouts behind Garrett Cole. I feel like Garrett Cole is leading strikeouts every year in the American
Yeah, but
League.
he's not helping the Yankees' cause because he goes 6 innings, gives up the home run. We saw it, game-tying home run down in Tampa Bay the other night again. That's the problem with Cole. Can you trust him as your ace? He gives up the home run ball. Could strike out 11, 10. But you give up the home run ball late in the game, your team's not going to win. You got to fight back again. Dylan Cease making news. Xander Bogaerts of the Red Sox making some news, Wiz.
Yeah, big time. He has 9 multiple game hits, 9 multiple games with 2+ hits, and ties a franchise record for the Red Sox. He has been lights out. Last 25 games, 340 batting average, 33 hits in that span. And obviously, I don't think they're going to make the postseason this year.
No.
But Bogaerts is going to make that money come the wintertime. And it might not be with the Red Sox, but he's proven himself on defense and especially on offense lately.
Okay, the Red Sox at the bottom of the pile in the American League East. They say they're committed to their manager, Alex Cora, for next year and the GM. And they're also a team that could bounce back. They've done it before in the last 10 years. Last place, then first place. They did it in their World Championship year a few years ago, finishing deep at the bottom and then winning the championship. Let's take a look at the standings in both leagues briefly as we go into the September stretch. National League first, Wiz, take a look real quick.
Yeah, the Dodgers are running away with it. They're 7.5 games up. They're going to lock up that 1 seed.
I think a 9-game is a magic number of 9.
Sheesh, and we're the first week of September, and their magic number is 9. It just shows how phenomenal they've been throughout the whole season. But Mets and Braves,
tailspin, you know, they've been a little tailspin. Teams will do that, playing at a great pace. I still look at the Phillies maybe being one of those wild cards in the National League, and the Padres. I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't think they have enough pitching to do it. They're still hurting over there in San Diego. All right. So that's the postseason picture. But how do you make out with the American League? That's the mediocre league, but there is where the interest is in the wild card.
Yeah, that wild card is going to go back and forth until the end. I feel like Tampa is going to make it at the end. They're a half-game lead right now, but a strong schedule coming up. 6 versus Houston, 9 versus Blue Jays, and 3 against the Yankees. And it's not going to get more easy from here. I believe they have Shane McClanahan coming back in the next week or so. He was doing long toss recently. But Yankees...
And don't rule out the Twins and those powerful Astros. They don't stop. They're as good as the Braves in the National League. They got it all. And Justin Verlander is still on the injured list, due back in a couple of days. Okay, Wiz. Other baseball news. We move ahead. Gary Sanchez in town last night, goes back to his home yard at Yankee Stadium, hits the home run. But what did you make of this? He's on the on-deck circle the other night, Sunday mishap. Almost got struck in the head by his teammate Gilberto Celestino on deck.
Sheesh. I saw that on video.
When you're on deck, you got to be watch it.
I know.
Would you ever do that? Now, Wiz, if I was on deck, would you do that to me?
Hell no. That is too dangerous.
Well, Gary Sanchez that was a disaster in the making right there.
I can't imagine that dialogue right then and there, what they were saying between each other, because 1 second, that's a whole different situation.
Sanchez was happy to be back in the Bronx last night. Told the media afterwards. He was happy to be back. He talked to his old teammates, loves what Aaron Judge has been doing. And then he hit that mammoth of a home run to left center, deep. And that was his favorite ballpark, Yankee Stadium. He hit a lot of them out there. He struck out a lot, too, besides being a horrible catcher behind the plate. Did you see this Jonathan Papelbon? Remember the World Series hero of the Red Sox championship year, I think 2004? Well, he's pitching in an independent league, has a kilt, and I always know that. He used to do the Papelbon dance. 2007 World Series trophy right behind him. In a kilt, Jonathan Papelbon returning to the scene. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. That went by me this weekend.
No, I got it. See, I get more than you, and you're the Twitter hound, not me. All right. How about Diamondbacks right-hander Zach Gallen? He's setting a record 41 and a third scoreless innings, longest run in Major League Baseball history right now. How does a pitcher go 41 and a third without giving up a run?
He's been phenomenal as of late, and he's proven it that he can make the running along with Sandy Alcantara for the NL Cy Young.
Yeah. And Ohtani continues to do it as the two-way player on the mound and at the plate. You talk about, will he be a Cy Young Award winner and an American League MVP? I don't believe in that, one or the other. Give the pitcher their due, give the hitter their due. First in Major League history, 30 home runs and 10 wins in the same season. He hit number 32 last night with the losing Angels.
Yeah, he's hitting home runs, getting wins, striking guys out night by night, and Angels fans are glad to have him because other than him and Trout, nothing's going right in Anaheim right now, and it's been like that.
Yeah,
for
Trout hit number
years.
30 last night. Trout hit number 30 last night, considering all the injuries he's been through. 8 years in a row, 30 or more home runs. That's unbelievable.
With all the injury concerns he's had, he's been able to do 30 homers throughout all this. It just speaks for how great he is compared to all the other all-stars we see in the league.
Yeah. All right, Wiz, we'll more baseball talk later. A lot of that, September stretch. NFL special we have tonight. That's coming up. Sam Gons will join us momentarily, as I say. Spell that, just like that commercial in New York. I think they're phenomenal. Extra special. I think people in the New York area know what I'm talking about. It's an annoying spot on radio during the baseball games. And anyway, you know what time of the week it is right now? Before our first break, we'll bring Calvin in, our great producer at the SLG Network. Cal, come on in. He's over there in Green Bay territory. We'll have him on a lot tonight, wrestling and pro football picks later. Hey, Cal.
Hey, how's it going?
No hoodie tonight. What is it, warm over there?
No, see, I did it to see if you would notice, Rich, particularly, because I always have the hoodie up, and I was like, I'm going to see if he figures it out.
No, I could figure it out. I'm an old man, but my vision's bad, but I could still figure it out. Even though I didn't go to a barbecue this week, I could still figure it out. Okay?
Yeah, but you know who did. Anyways.
Yeah, I know who did. I know. All right, Cal, you know what it is? Fact of the week time. Then we'll get a brief sports update. Go to a quick break. Come back with Sam Gons. Fact of the week: Aaron Judge bobblehead still up for grabs. I haven't been able to give away this bobblehead in 2 months, and if no one gets it tonight, then I got to think, Wiz. I got to do something else. You know, maybe just give it away to someone.
I mean, Riz is the only person who's got fact of the week, so
I know.
I don't qualify. I have the Judge bobblehead.
That's
so
true.
I can't do it.
Well, no, it's not just that. You get the fact of the week. Where I get these facts, I don't know. You're in the cube. Your answers, we'll welcome them in. Sports with Rich here, live on SLG Network live on Tuesday night. All right. Here is the fact, guys. You ready? Because we're in the NFL right around the corner now, a couple of days. Thursday night kickoff, full day Sunday. It's about the NFL and home and away teams and the number of footballs that are used. Remember, this is not a trivia question. It's a fact. After the Deflategate with Tom Brady, they changed things around with the footballs, supervised by the officials before they go into play. Now, the question with the fact deals with the amount of footballs teams provide at playing in outdoor stadiums stadiums, the amount of footballs teams provide that play in indoor stadiums. So you got to give me a number. How many footballs are provided for teams that play in the outdoor stadium? How many are provided for teams that play in the indoor stadiums, roofs, retractable roofs, whatever they are, domes? I guess you can try and get that fact of the week, but I doubt you will. You want to take a quick shot at it, both of you, right now? Do we have some music, Cal? Do you have some? Cal, do you have some music?
The music's going.
Put this in the mood, Cal.
The music's going. It's back going.
The number of footballs that are used, provided for outdoor stadiums or indoor stadiums. Hurry up. We got to go to the break. Come on. Got it? If not, we'll get the answer later.
Yeah, we'll do it later. We're going to do it later. We're doing it later.
You guys think about it. Everyone has a shot at it. One of my crazy facts of the week. We'll have the answer later. Cal, it's yours. A brief first sports update tonight. Brief. Take it to a quick break. We come back. I'm gone. We start the big NFL talk here live on the program. Sports with Rich live on the SLG Network and YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Back on the other side. It's Cal.
Perfect. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Spunky Sports Update. Zero interruptions, zero issues with my internet. Currently, the Pirates are beating the crap out of the New York Mets 4-0. The Orioles are down 3-2 to the Blue Jays. We have in the NL, the Cardinals are currently losing to the Nationals, and we have a bunch of games that are waiting for a first pitch. We're going to throw it over to our sponsor, What's Poppin' Corn Snacks, and when we come back, it will be Rich, Robert, and our guest tonight, Sam. We'll see you guys soon.
Doing bad, they gon' love you. Yeah. Doing good, they gon' hate you. Yeah. Look down on your come up, but to the hustle, stay faithful. Big goals by the rate full. Drip everywhere, that's wasteful. Accent color, that's tasteful. We front and center at the tape. Got 3-5 in my blunt. Yeah. 4 extra mud in my cup. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I was out of luck. Yeah, now my money up. Yeah, they feeling that. Show her in the truck, then throw it in the guts. Yeah, she feeling that. Niggas talking tough, yeah, till we pulling up. Now he feeling that. Save me a gold casket. My life been tragic. Good gas and blunts pass. Blow out a nigga head gaskets. Fuck boys, don't need them. Yo bitch crazy, better keep her. Yo niggas high when it's time to ride, but I bet that bitch start squeezing. Smoke sessions in the evening. Private chef and we eat it. It's a long way from Boyer to 4 years in Lamborghinis. Move different, can't see me. Only pictures ain't on TV. Tribe meetings and vibe readings. These space race like E.T. We had roaches in the kitchen. Nice rooms in the villa. Took the cards I was dealt, flipped them. I'm the one who do the dealing. Did so much of my own, baby, I don't give a fuck about feelings. Everybody got a lot to say, but ain't nobody came with it. Fuck it, I spend it. Had it, I lent it. Trusted some niggas, now I regret it. I can forgive it, never forget it. Niggas still out there, I ain't gon' get it. Yeah, this is it, I can't slow up. Niggas muddy from the pole up. Big sauce like a cold cut. You either hoe up or you gon' blow up. Got 3-5 in my blunt. 4 extra mud in my cup. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I was out of luck. Yeah, now my money up. Yeah, they feeling that. Show her in the truck, then throw it in the guts. Yeah, she feeling that. Niggas talking tough, yeah, till we pulling up. Now he feeling that. Where the ghost mean power, you a star, Omari Hardwick. Seen a lot of hardships, we was taking long trips. Talking through the glass, gotta medicate with strong hits of ganja. Gotta watch how people move around you. My brother got sittings cause of snitch. Niggas dying over bitches, niggas lie like it's religion. If you been dying, you feel me. Gotta keep applying pressure, double up, that boy can stretch it. Good credit or no credit, they need it, go get it. Lil' baby, this is me, what you get is what you see. And you best believe we wore red. Got 3-5 in my blunt, 4 extra mud in my cup. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I was out of luck, yeah, now my money up. Yeah, they feeling that. Show her in the truck, then throw it in the guts. Yeah, she feeling that. Niggas talking tough, yeah, till we pulling up. Now he feeling that.
All right, folks, welcome back. It is Sports with Rich live on a Tuesday night on the SLG Network. I'm Rich Mancuso. That's the whiz, Robert Rizzo. Good first half hour of the program. Baseball talk now. A lot of it coming to the NFL would kick off Thursday night on the NBC network. You got to figure out where to watch these games. There's so many of them, just like baseball. We're waiting for Sam Garnes to come on and log on with us and get him in the cube. And I'm sending him a message now, where just be patient with me. But anyway, I'm at Ring786 at Twitter, Facebook.com, Rich Mancuso. I'm also all over the place. Social media, LatinoSports.com, NewYorkSportsDay.com, some of the places I write for, as well as The Wiz. And I'm waiting for Sam to log in. We'll get him. Now, Sam Garnes is an interesting NFL personality now. There's a radio show, but he played about 7 years in the NFL with the Giants and Jets here in the New York area. And he's been a coach and secondary coach with the Packers, Broncos, and the Bears. Your Bears, Wiz. He's been a secondary coach with your Chicago Bears.
And they're known for their secondary, actually. No matter how bad they are, year by year, they're known for their secondary.
Waiting for him to log on, you can ask him questions about that, because he's a very interesting person to talk to. He knows football in and out. And Sam and I go back years, because he's a graduate of my high school, DeWitt Clinton in the Bronx, where he was an all-city player. Then got drafted. I forgot what round pick he was, by the Giants. That's where he started. And relatively stayed injured-free, but a very smart football guy. And now he's taking that knowledge to the kids. He runs some instructional programs, how to stay in shape and get ready for a possible NFL career, or at least to get into college. That's the goal first. Now, I hope we have him scheduled. In the meantime, as we wait for Sam to log on, let's just talk. Let's just look a little bit and jump ahead what we're going to do after he left us. But let's talk about NFL talk. And Cal, be alert of that. Let us know when Sam logs on. All right, Wiz, we'll go into it more in depth, but we're going to look at the NFL season starting Thursday night. But first, I want to pose some questions to you about certain things in the NFL this year, some of the names in particular. And one guy comes to mind right away is Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champion. He's trying to go back-to-back. I believe it's Rams-Bills this Thursday night. Got to tune in for that. That's must-watch television. He's been dealing with an elbow injury dating back to last season. And Sean McVay, head coach, said the plan in place is no different from last year. And last season, he had 4,900 passing yards with 41 touchdowns, 17 picks. So if it's the same plan as last season, they'll be just fine. It's just a matter on the injuries and staying healthy around them, the offensive line and wide receivers. We saw last year, Robert Woods went down. They were able to acquire Odell Beckham Jr., and just like that, they were able to make a run in January and win the Super Bowl.
And a key to their offensive line, of course. And if he finds the right targets, we know what he can do and what he's capable of doing to take his team to the promised land, which we saw last year. Okay, so Sam is here. We got him. We'll continue that talk later.
Hold on,
right
brother.
now, we got him in the cube. Here he comes.
What's happening?
I love this technology. There's my friend, my longtime friend, Sam Garnes. Hey, Sam, we gave it back about you before coming on. Thanks for joining Verse Sports with Rich. That's my co-host, Robert Rizzo, the Wiz, as we call him here on the program.
Pleasure to have you.
And Sam, good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Great. First of all, thanks for having me, Robert. Nice to meet you. I'm doing good, man. Looking forward to the football season, and hopefully we turn things around, man. I'm tired of being a butt of everybody's jokes.
Why is that?
Well, New York sports haven't been really great as of late, and we all have pride in it, and we want to see our teams do well. We do our best to carry on and move on with a lot of things going on in our world right now, but it definitely is a spot that's missing. Something's missing when your teams aren't doing well in the hometown.
Well, that in particular in the New York area, the Giants and Jets, two teams you played for,
Right.
1997 to 2003.
Yep.
And you had a very big impact with both those teams, and everyone still speaks highly of you, and you make yourself visible as well, because you split your time during the season. You go to a Jet game, you go to a Giant game over there at MetLife Stadium, and that's the prevailing question we get from Giant and Jet fans here, Sam. Will these two teams make some type of turnaround this coming season? I mean, they've suffered enough. Coaching, general manager changes, personnel changes, injuries, you name it. It's been a terrible football time to be a Giant or Jet fan in the New York area. How do you look at it briefly as we go into week one?
I really can't tell you why it's been a downswing as of late. There's a lot of energy around the team, around both teams. The Jets have a new quarterback. Giants have a quarterback who was a great guy, but fans going to produce this year. And it usually starts with a quarterback. I tell people, if you want to bet on football games, if you just bet on the best quarterback, you'll win 70% of your bets all throughout the season. But so it starts with the quarterback, and then we're looking forward to our quarterbacks stepping it up, and then the players around them stepping up around them. It wasn't like that when back in the days. I don't like being one of those back in the days guys because everything was way better back in the day for everyone. But usually we help our quarterbacks develop by being good ourselves. So we play defense. We want to be known as defense, and we wanted to go out there and play well enough on defense where the quarterback had to do just don't screw it up, and we'll win the game. That was our mission. It didn't always turn out that way, but that was our mission per player.
And speaking of the Giants,
talk about the Giants. Go ahead, Wiz. Go ahead.
Obviously, they've been struggling since 2016, 6 or less wins in all those seasons. New head coach, new GM, Brian Daboll, Joe Shane, and you mentioned it before, Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones and that quarterback's going, the Giants will get going. What have you seen so far in this preseason to see the development in Daniel Jones and the contributions out of Brian Daboll?
Well, I didn't. The preseason doesn't tell me much when it comes to things like that because a lot of people play well in preseason. Then when you turn on, when the real season comes, people starts to hide in the shadows a little bit. But one thing I would say with Brian Daboll and our GM that came along, I was happy about that hire. That was a really good hire. I thought, I love the way they do it in Buffalo. I got tired of some of those guys. Their GM was with me in Carolina. And I know they love football. And sometimes, people come to New York, and New York is so big, they get caught up in the inter-dwellings of what's going on in New York and that big picture. And so as far as the Giants, what I've seen this preseason, like I said, usually preseason are set up and designed to put their players in position, but we're not necessarily game planning. I just want to see what you can do as a person, as a player. And nowadays, when I was a player, I would have loved this, where they don't barely play during the preseason. But I don't think our teams are good enough for people not to be playing. I'm not trying to tell the coach what to do. That's not my job. But I don't know if our players are good enough to be sitting out preseason games and things like that. You need to show what you're made of. When we had guys like I was a starter as a rookie, so I thought I'm not going to play. I'm a starter. They was like, "You crazy?" I played as much special teams as I played as much special teams.
Let me ask you something. Not to cut you off, Sam. Wiz and I are always talking about this every week, especially now with preseason games. Saquon Barkley, first of all, hopefully that he's going to be healthy and can come back to be the player he's supposed to be to help that Giant offense. And he didn't get injured during the preseason because he didn't play much. Do you agree with me? There are too many preseason games on the schedule, and we see it time and time again. One guy goes down with an injury after another, and the season's gone. I mean, what's your feelings about that?
I don't feel, injuries going to happen. So whether it's preseason or regular season, it will happen. I believe that if we didn't have preseason, there'd be more injuries because you got to understand during preseason, guys are, let the good players go out there and they do just enough to let you know that we're good. And then the other players are trying to sell out and make this team. And the other players and the players that are established, they're trying to get to the regular season. So I think preseason is important. I do. I never thought that in the past as a player. I always wanted to skip over it. But especially now where it's not as much contact going on in practice and things like that, I think preseason is very important. You get to establish yourself. I mean, you don't just go out there. If you're not really a good player, you shouldn't go out there and just show up in preseason. You should go out there and embarrass somebody on the other team by playing well, and let the coaches know that we're good. Let your teammates know that when we step on the field, come the first game of the season, you could count on me. And that's, to me, that's what's missing a little bit right now.
Wiz, let's go around the league with Sam a little bit and go back to the Mets and Giants because, we're not just seeing in the New York area. We're seeing worldwide here on the SLG network and YouTube, Sam. Sam Garnes, a former Jet Giant on the secondary, I guess, Sports with Rich right now. NFL right here, season. Now, Sam, what do you see of Russell Wilson now that he becomes a Denver Bronco and starts the new era there?
Man, I'll tell you, I coached in Denver for 4 years, and the energy is so great there. I think it's going to be a good season for those guys. First of all, they have a good group of receivers. They have a good defense. They have everything in place. And again, like I told you before, you have a quarterback. Even though that division is stacked with quarterbacks, that doesn't matter. I hear people saying that. You got all these new guys saying that. I mean, the Los Angeles Chargers, they have a good quarterback. The young guy. Russell's went to Super Bowl and won Super Bowl. I really don't, we all compete to being, we consider people great when they go Super Bowls and win, except when it doesn't fit our story. And the story is in that division, if I'm not mistaken, besides him and Kansas City, those should be the best two teams. They have the best two quarterbacks.
Yeah, we were talking about Kansas City. Ask him about that quarterback for the Chiefs, who I love so much.
Yeah, we'll see two matchups this season with Russell Wilson versus Patrick Mahomes. What do you think of the Chiefs' offense and Mahomes without Tyreek Hill and the addition of Juju Smith-Schuster this year?
Tyreek Hill is undoubtedly one of the best receivers in the NFL. I mean, as a player, usually go play against somebody that's fast, and we say they can run two routes. They can run stop, run go. But this guy can run everything. And that is very intimidating to a defensive back because you can't take away what he's going to do before you do it because you have no idea he can run the whole gambit. With that being said, I believe the Chiefs, I think Mahomes is going to be better this year because he's not dependent on one player. He's not going to be.
So in other words, Sam, you think Mahomes will be better in what way?
I think anytime you got teams like Tom Brady, for example. Tom Brady spreads the ball around, so you can't really take away from one guy. If he goes into the game knowing you're trying to take away, say, a Randy Moss, Wes Welker gonna have about 20 catches. So when you not focused on one guy, you take what the defense give you. What Mahomes is, that can be a problem.
Yeah, you're right, and we saw that in the AFC Championship, that second half against Cincinnati.
Correct. Correct, and Cincinnati, that's another good team. But yeah, we speak about Kansas City Chiefs, but I think this year they have a chance to be better because not only Mahomes, but the other receivers, they look at it as a chance that a lot of people say they're not going to be as good because they lost their best receiver, and these guys get a chance to make a name for themselves.
Is Andy Reid, in your opinion, one of the all-time great NFL coaches? And you've played for quite a few. What are your thoughts on Andy Reid?
Well, and I've been on coaching staffs. I've been on teams I play against. I've been on coaching staffs I play against. Everybody loves Andy Reid as the man. And, very rarely do you see other coaches rooting for coaches to win a Super Bowl. And when he has opportunities to go to Super Bowls, everything I've seen is other coaches and players rooting for him to go ahead and win a Super Bowl because he's that good of a guy. He's a great coach. And when we played against him, it was tough matchups. He was a good guy with the we call it with the chalk on the board, and he can double play in a bad position. And when you got a guy like him and Mahomes, that's double trouble.
Yeah.
It's an incredible thing. You hear so many good things about Andy Reid, and I tend to agree with you. I've never met him, but all I hear from people I know in football and the NFL concur. Say the same thing you do. Sam Garnes out here on Sports with Rich. Sam, the NFL to me is still the number one sport viewed on network TV. And you know what? You, I, the Wiz, everyone on Sunday, starting Thursday night for the next 17 weeks, well, hell, until February, we'll have our eyes on the NFL. Why is this sport so popular year after year? Why do people gravitate? Why do fans love this sport so much? Now with online gambling and the gambling part of it, I guess that helped. But even before all that came into effect, Sam, it's still the number one watch sport all around. Why is that?
America loves violence. And even though it's not as violent as it used to be, there's a chance of it. And there's some courage that's being displayed at the same time. So America loves violence, and we love the underdog. And we love that, you see little guys, speaking of a Wes Walker and people like that, little guys out there running around making plays and being able to play a big man's game and playing with courage and stuff like that. And one thing the NFL done that was very good for NFL, we didn't like as players, as coaches on the other side, but they made it an offensive game. And people come to see points being scored, just like when people used to watch Mike Tyson, they used to like to see knockouts. And so they like to see touchdowns. And when defense can go out there and shut down a good team, these days, believe it or not, it means a lot more than because all the advantages on the other side offense because they still got to go out there and do their job. But rightfully so, all the advantages on the offensive side. So those points are being rung up.
Do you like all these rule changes that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and the owners and the players agree upon? Mostly the owners want this stuff. But there's been a lot of rule changes in the game. Overtime. Do you like the current concept, the way overtime is played? Why?
Overtime, if I'm not mistaken, is still both until they go to playoffs it changes, but they both get the ball and whoever score, like if the first team scores a touchdown, yes. I like those rules because you don't really want the main things, we don't want our guys out there playing extra quarter. We want to get the game, but we want the game to decide in the game 16. But when it goes to overtime, you want to be over as fast as possible. And I do agree with that. I also agree with something I did not agree with initially was the quarterbacks being protected. I mean, you know how much better our game is these days because Tom Brady's playing 17 games instead of 5. And Holmes is playing 17 games instead of 10. So the game is much better because of it. And it's doesn't help the defense, but it's better for the game.
And speaking of the defense,
talk about Brady. And Brady.
Speaking of the defense, well, Brady's a threat to anybody. But speaking of the defense specifically, about 2 weeks ago, we see it month by month. These safeties continue to get paid. Derwin James, Mika Fitzpatrick, Jamal Adams last season. Yeah. Do you think the bar is just going to keep getting raised higher and higher? I
think so because anybody that's familiar with football, we understand that safety is the quarterback of the defense. And back in the days, we was more like backers. They didn't really respect us, even though we probably in one position to have to cover every play. We have to cover the best receivers sometimes. We get matched up. Like the best tight ends, best running backs. So we got to play a game, a mind game with the quarterback. And I think it's starting to be acknowledged by the way they're getting played, by the way they're getting paid. And the players are going out there and are making great plays. You got to have someone back there that can look like he's doing one thing and do something else to come away with the ball. And that's why these guys are getting paid.
And when I go back to Tom Brady, what is it? What makes this guy who he is now? You know him. And it amazes me that he's still doing what he's doing and doing this exceptionally well. I mean, when his team is losing, he drives them down. It could be 2 minutes. They're never out of a game. What makes Tom Brady Tom Brady?
His desire to win, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. And that's whatever it takes within the frame of the game, he'll do whatever it takes to win. And one of the great things you appreciate him as a player is you see a lot of these quarterbacks, you hear about they're not as good as they should be because they need receivers. They need a good draft receiver. Tom Brady, you give him receivers, he make it work. Of course, he wants to have the best. If he has the best receivers, they're going to win Super Bowls. But if you give him receivers that go out there and do what they're coached up to do by him and the rest of the coaches, he's going to produce. And time in week, year in and year out, we know Tom Brady's going to show up.
You couldn't have said it better. Because I continually amazed at him. Do you like Tampa Bay this year? Let's get the graphics up, Wiz. Let's look at some of these teams, and Sam, give a brief analysis about both conferences. We'll take a look at the AFC first. And what stands out for you there in the AFC this season as we look among the teams in the AFC? The Chiefs do it again. Buffalo's in there, as always,
I'm looking at the top 6 teams you have. I don't know if it's listed in any order, but those top 6 teams are playoff teams. And then you go down to the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts in Oakland. I mean, so much talent in the AFC this year. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough getting through the AFC this year because there are a lot of great quarterbacks, and the Cincinnati Bengals team, something about them. Other teams to me are better, but it's something about Cincinnati, the way the team rallies around Joe.
You said
it. That takes a lot for players to feel that way. That means he's doing something in the offseason. He's doing something every day around them that they appreciate and respect and go for it.
You said it best before.
Still amazing what he did.
That underdog in the coaching style, it has his guys built in.
Yes, hard to Cincinnati came from out of nowhere. Went to school in Cincinnati, so always wanted to see them.
Well, and that goes back to what you said moments ago. Why does NFL so popular and amassed with fans? So many of them, and there's a reason why. I mean, what Joe Burrow did last year, leading that team into the Super Bowl, is still a story that you can't forget. Now the question is, will they get back? But what other things in the AFC maybe this year you could see happening? We know about the Jets, team we used to play for. All right. How many years away are the Jets from really being a serious contending team in the NFL? I mean, Jet fans are starving for it.
Like I said, with the way the days and the turnover from teams, it's not like we bring the same team from last year back. So I would be lying to you if I just made up and said they're going to be great or bad. The first couple of weeks to tell you. And I like that coach too. I thought he came from a good program in San Fran. I know he took a lot of slack because of the way things went for him last year. But I believe that this year that he has year in his belt and he'll be better himself. And my concern is the quarterback not being around, being injured. And I know he's probably not as bad as it seems, but even for the players, we would like to see our quarterback go out there and do well so we can count on him ourselves. And if you don't mind me saying real quick, I was coaching on a team with Tim Tebow. And we know Tim Tebow in practice, it wasn't very pretty. That's very nice. I'm saying that very nicely.
Right.
But his teammates believed in him. I've never been on a team where we played terrible for 3 quarters and the defense never got mad. They be like, we just got to hang in there because the 4th quarter is going to turn up. So I just showed you how much faith was in the players and how they play around them.
All right, Wiz, let's take a look at Sam at the NFC conference, how it shapes up. The Arizona Cardinals, a team that I root for.
Right.
They're not my team, but I root for them. Disappoint me all the time. What teams stand out besides Tampa Bay in the NFC to you, Sam?
Well, the Rams, of course, they just won a Super Bowl, and that's just too easy. But Philadelphia Eagles, I'm wondering what they're going to be like this year. And I know that's not a popular team in our area, but if you're talking about the whole NFC, their quarterback looks special. And it's like a quiet confidence. No one's bragging, and that's scary because that means it's true. Like when someone's good and they almost good, sometimes the coaches and the players talk them up so we all can believe something that's not true. But this guy, he's showing it to us, what we all saw on tape, on video, and his teammates, his coaches quietly have so much confidence in him. That's something I wonder if ways things turn out right now, if they're going to be in the lead hunt between them and Dallas about the division. hopefully we.
And what about the Dallas Cowboys? What stands out about the Cowboys? And the NFC East is always weak. I mean, you could win 7 games and be in the NFL playoff picture, be right
I'm
in
not
there.
very. Rich, I'm not.
What about?
It's just that what it is a lot of teams build their teams to win their division, not just to win the Super Bowl. So sometimes you build your team to be the team that you're going to face twice a year. And then once you get through we always say, once you make it to the playoffs, you have a chance. And if you win your division, you're already in the playoffs, so you have a chance to win the Super Bowl. So I think that's what it is sometimes in the NFC East. But I think the Cowboys have all the time in the world. It's solely, I don't care about anything else, Dak Prescott. I like him, but it's been years of the same thing of just not getting it done. And I can like you all I want, but if you don't get it done, that's not good enough. So if he has
your years with the Giants,
if he didn't have
Sam, I hate to cut you off. We're running out of time with you, and I know you got to go. But your years with the Giants, you love that Giants Cowboys rivalry that still continues. Forget about the Eagles. Giants Cowboys continues to be a rivalry. Why is it?
The weird thing is the real rivalries are Giants Philadelphia and Dallas and Washington. But of course, within our division, we just what it is, the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. And we're New York. We're the world's city. So when you play against someone like that, you want to show them that you're just as good as them, and you got the opportunity to play well in front of a lot of fans. Because even in New York, there's a lot of Dallas fans, believe it or not.
I know that they are America's team. All right, Sam, I'm going to put you on the hot seat right now. We can go on and on with you, but in the end, in February, what 2 teams will be finally standing and be a part of the Super Bowl?
I'll give you 2
what
answers.
Do you see? I know it's hard to say, but go ahead.
I'm going to give you 2 answers. The Giants and Jets, and then we're going to pass that. And then I'm going to say, man, it's so hard to go against Tom Brady, man. But that Rams team is the truth. They got the quarterback I coached against him for many years. He just didn't have the talent around him. He's really good. Like, he is really, I don't care what people talk about him. Really good. And that's for the NFC. And the AFC, man, Buffalo is like that version in the NFC and the AFC. Tough, fast team.
Josh Allen.
I like teams that can win the game multiple ways. Multiple ways on offense and also by defense and special teams. And both those teams can do that.
All right, Sam, before I let you go, I got another question for you. I do a fact of the week every week on the program. All right. Okay. And you're eligible for this because if you get the answer, you'll get the Aaron Judge bobblehead that I've been trying to give away. Well, it's a football question too, so you might know this. And if you get it, well, I'll give you the Aaron Judge bobblehead. We've been friends for years. I don't care. It's a fact. It's not trivia. It's a fact. Okay. You know when Brady Gate, the deflate ball and all that, the officials get the balls now, they supervise them, they throw them in. My fact of the week this week is this. The amount of footballs that are provided for teams that play in outdoor stadiums, and the amount, I think he's going to get it, and the amount of footballs that teams provide, footballs for teams that play indoors.
Right.
Can you come up with a number for either one?
Respectfully, hell if I know. But what I would say to you is that speaking of Deflategate, I don't want to give too much away because we all have our secrets that we know what goes on in our workplace. Every team, every quarterback has their favorite footballs. There's a reason for that. So the Deflategate is very questionable. That's why people are mad. Every team, quarterback. Why do you think we all have our own balls? Because I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, Sam.
But as far as your answer,
what are you doing now?
It's always
the answer.
The answer for that is something a field goal kicker would know, or I'm in a mix. I'm trying not to play head off, man. I don't know about
Every
Well,
week I'm in
I don't know.
amazement with fact of the week.
We just want to see if you can figure a former NFL star like you might know that right away. But anyway, Sam, I can't give it now. I get it at the end of the show, so keep watching. Keep watching, or I'll text it to you later, man. I'll text you the answer if you're not watching. Sam, how do people reach you? You're great. You're a wealth of knowledge. Football is your game. I know you're busy with youth every day. What are you doing with kids? And how do people reach you?
Well,
how do they get in touch with you? And I know you're doing a show as well.
I was doing a lot of work with the kids prior to the pandemic, but there's just a real funny. I'm not just trying to, get money. I want to make sure everybody's safe and healthy, and I want to get back. So I'm gonna get back to doing it starting this off season, football with the kids, and then I also have my foundation. I go into different schools, starting in the Bronx, my elementary school, PS16, DeWitt Clinton High School. I work with schools in East Orange, New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, up in New York State, a little bit up above Westchester. I'm gonna get back into these schools and do things. Where you can reach out to me is Instagram, Sam Garns 241. That 241 is 241st Street, 241st Street in the Bronx, New York. Sam Garns 241.
Where you're from? Yeah. Cal, make sure we put that up on screen so those who want to reach Sam Garns can get in touch with him. I've known this guy for years. We go back to days at DeWitt Clinton High School. I graduated, I believe. What year did you graduate? When did you graduate from?
92.
Yeah, see, I was 75 to give away my age, but you were one of the top all-city football players in New York City in the PSAL, and for our alma mater, DeWitt Clinton High School, PDQ always. And you continue to be well out there making young people know what this game is all about, how to prepare, and you're an asset to the game and everyone that knows you, Sam. I myself can say I've known you a long time, and I really come to respect you more and more with your knowledge and what you do for kids.
Let me say one more thing,
my friend. Mm-hmm.
Not only training kids, because that's a misconception. I work with the coaches.
Okay.
A lot of coaches,
all right,
they don't know what they don't know, and I try to help them. And it's not putting them down. In the NFL, you got coaches that go to University of Alabama to learn more stuff and come back up to the NFL. So I try to teach them that it's the type of game we'll be learning. And if I can help the coaches, I'll help the players more that way.
Are you looking to get back into coaching? One final thought. Is that something you might be looking to do, or you like what
I would already been doing. I don't want to do that.
All right. I'm sure people here at the SLG Network would love to hear more from you, and would love to have you maybe do a show on the network. I would love you in touch with them if you have that interest. Okay.
Let's talk about that. I would love that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off the air in a little while, Sam. Sam, I can't thank you enough. This has been great, my friend. Wiz, say goodbye.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure, Sam.
Very nice to meet you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Sam, I'll be in touch with you later. We'll talk some more, my friend. We talk a lot, and we'll
go
talk
blue and green,
later.
Go Bronx, New York. Let's get it.
Of course. What else was he going to say? He wasn't going to say go Bears. He wasn't going to say go Bears. He wasn't going to say go Cardinals. That's him.
Donovan Mitchell.
What?
How don't we have Donovan Mitchell?
Every Knicks fan is asking me.
We're going to talk about that later.
Every Knicks fan is asking me.
I'm going to say this and hang up. I love my Giants. I love my Jets. I love my Knicks. But the New York Knicks are the hardest city. Trust me on that.
Well, when you do your own show, you know what, Sam? Cal, take notes. Sam Garns wants a show on the SLG Network. We're going to get him one, too.
All right.
Thank you, Sam. I'll talk to you off the air in a moment. Keep it in the ring, my friend. He's terrific. He's terrific.
That was
former NFL, playing a secondary star, Sam Garns. A lot to offer, Wiz. We learned some more, his thoughts, opinions. I love what he said about Tom Brady. And we could go on and on with him. Yep. And, we get that on the program with our guests each and every week. But this is our NFL show. We have a lot to do more with the NFL. Our picks later. Nobody beat the Wiz is coming up. Fact of the week will be answered somehow. If you don't get it, I give the answer. A lot more to come. We'll continue the NFL talk. We're at a little after 9 p.m. here on the East Coast, a little over that. We always go over, don't we, Wiz? All the time.
Oh, we always
right?
do.
And that's because
so much to
I'm
talk
not,
about.
and it's not, no, and it's not because I was at one of your barbecues. We just always go over all the time. That's what it is. All right. All right, Cal, let's go to break. We'll come back to more NFL talk. Brief break on the other side. We'll come right back and do more NFL. Nobody beats the Wiz. We got a lot more to come. Stay with us. This is Sports with Rich.
Lock the door and keep your eyes shut. The lights flicker, there's evil all around us. No one's safe from the nightmare. Cold sweat, so scared. Someone get me out of here. They say you better be afraid. The night's coming like fire from a hand grenade. There's no escaping tonight. It's coming alive.
And we're back with Sports with Rich. Thank you for being with us on the SLG Network live Tuesday night, 8 p.m. till 10 or more. Thanks, Stan, for just coming on. This is our NFL special. Like, comment, and subscribe in the SLG Network, Sports with Rich, and my YouTube channel, Rich Mancuso. Your comments in the cube and opinions, questions, we're here to answer. And Wiz, let's continue the NFL talk as we get into the second hour more of the program, with a lot more to come. Before Sam came on, we're talking about Matthew Stafford. Now let's go to Aaron Rodgers. I didn't ask Sam about Aaron Rodgers. He's another one of the veteran quarterbacks that doesn't seem that he wants to hang up the cleats and setting all type of NFL records. Now the question is, where does he lead those Packers this year, in your opinion?
I think he leads them to the same place as always, a playoff berth, and it goes from there. Back-to-back MVP. He has 11 interceptions since 2018. We're in 2022. 11 interceptions, that's just incredible. But what Sam was saying on Mahomes and how Tyreek Hill isn't there and he thinks he's going to be better, I think Rodgers is going to be better from this. He misses out on Devontae Adams this upcoming season. The wide receiver depth chart is Allen Lazard, Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb, and Christian Watson. This is the time that Aaron Rodgers proves once again that he's the top quarterback in the league. The schedule favors him year by year. The NFC North isn't a good division overall. The Lions got better. The Bears are the Bears. And the Vikings have a good chance on pulling the upset. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Packers all in all.
Agree with you, Wiz. Never count Aaron Rodgers out or the Green Bay Packers. Cal, you can give us your opinion about Green Bay. I know that's where you are. Okay, Cal, come in real quick. Where is he?
I'll step in for Calvin.
He's coming in. He's zooming in.
Calvin took off to the bathroom real quick. I'll give you his opinion.
Oh, by the way, this is Avery. He's going to be producing the show next week. We'll talk more about the end of the hour. All right, Avery, I want Cal's opinion on the Packers, but tell him to come back. We'll get back to him later because we got to do sports update as well. I'm continuing the NFL discussion.
Oh, there he goes.
That's Calvin's opinion.
That was Calvin's take right there. No, Calvin's take
what did he say?
The Green Bay Packers will win the Super Bowl this year.
Of course. What did you think he was going to say? Good old Cal. All right, where's Josh Allen, who I brought up earlier with Sam Garnes, and I believe that this team this year will go to the Super Bowl, and it's because of him. It's his time. He came close last year. And the Buffalo Bills are a vastly improved team. They seem to get better and better every year with their running game, their defense, but more so because they have the quarterback to do it. Sam made that point. I bring it up all the time. You with got a good quarterback, you're going to win. And we see that with Mahomes every year, and that was seen with Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen year by year, he proves that he's one of the top quarterbacks. 24-9 the last 2 seasons, and he would have been in the Super Bowl representing the AFC if it wasn't for Mahomes and the Chiefs in that epic overtime thriller that would have ended up versus Cincinnati in the AFC Championship. But Josh Allen overall, he's my MVP pick over, I think. But 4,400 yards last season, 36 touchdowns, 15 picks, and he's only going to get better from here. Third year with Stephon Diggs. So it's only up from here for the connection with that duo, wide receiver and quarterback duos. That's the most important thing when it comes on offense.
And the Buffalo Bills are the legitimate New York football team. They play in New York State. I don't want to say this to offend Sam, but the Giants and Jets don't play in New York. I say that all the time. They should be called Jersey, not New York.
And
that's the Buffalo Bills. They represent New York. All right, Kyle Murray. Kyle Murray and those Arizona Cardinals, the team I root for, continue to disappoint me. Will they disappoint again? Is Kyle Murray going to get his act together? This could be, to me, the premier quarterback in the NFL. He knows how to get out of the pocket. He's got a good arm. And now he's good receivers behind him, even though Larry Fitzgerald's been long gone. And the running game's changing a little bit there in Arizona. What do you see your take on Murray this year?
I think Kyler Murray's year is all based on week 1 to 7. He strives in those weeks. In the past, he's 15-8 in those weeks, but no DeAndre Hopkins the first 6 weeks with that suspension. So that's the telling tale. If Kyler Murray and Marquise Brown have a good connection like they used to at Oklahoma in their college days, Cardinals are only up from there because in week 9 to 17, when Kyler Murray tends to struggle, he'll have DeAndre Hopkins back.
Yeah, that very good point was Murray and his ex-college teammate are together. We talked a little bit about it last week. Good point. Your quarterback, because it's your team, as you say, the Chicago Bears, are they going to win 5 games this year with Justin Fields?
It's funny you say 5 because the over-under is at 5.5 right now in every sports book I see. I'll be happy with 6 wins, but honestly, I think they'll get to 7 wins. If the offensive line stays up, then they'll be fine. The wide receiver core ain't nothing special, Darnell Mooney, but the schedule favors them in the mid part of the season. I believe they versus the Texans at one point. That should be a good showdown because 2 bottom tier teams fighting it out. But when it comes to Justin Fields, it comes down to the offensive line in front of him and the coaching regime. Last year, he didn't have the proper coaching regime that would favor his abilities. We see it in Baltimore. We've seen it in Kansas City. We've seen it in Buffalo. When you have coaching regimes that favor your quarterback's abilities, it's only up from there. And Justin Fields hasn't had that so far.
But that's what they got. You got to live with it, like it or not. That's your quarterback. Thing is, if he gets hurt, I hope he doesn't, who do they got to back him up? No one.
I think Trevor Siemian, former Texan.
They better start looking. Get Justin Fields. Hopefully doesn't get hurt. And the guy we talked about, Russell Wilson, could make a difference for the Denver Broncos. His adjustment now seems to be going well. And by the way, it did go well because this week he signed a 5-year, $245 million in contract extension. He didn't do it with the Seahawks, but he did it with the Broncos. What do you take on that, Wiz?
I felt like it was bound to happen either this season or in the offseason because they traded so much for him, and he's the quarterback they've been waiting for since Peyton Manning, a winning quarterback, obviously, but the wide receiver core that's what speaks for itself in Denver. Jerry Jeudy, Cordell Sutton, KJ Hamler. That's enough to get the Broncos over the top, I believe. I don't think they'll win the division, but I think we'll see them in January in the postseason.
All right. Good analysis, Wiz. Your football knowledge on the money, as always. You're educating me a little bit more because to me, I love the NFL at the start of the season, but until baseball's over, I really don't get into it as much. You're around the 24/7. Not that I don't know what's going on, but you know a little bit more than me. That's why you're my young protege. You know, when I was your age, that's what I was doing. I was getting schooled by the best. I'm not the best. According to you, I am, but I'm not.
I
if
think
I
you're
went
the
to
best.
more barbecues, maybe I'd be the best, but I'm not. All right, Wiz, well, more NFL coming up later. We're going to have our roundtable. And for week 1, as we'll do every week, yeah, fun fact, there it is. I will say it again. We will have our picks, and we will go through that every week. We'll give a brief analysis of what we think every week, the matchups of every game in the NFL as we get to week 1. In the meantime, it's time for Keep It in the Ring. And I'll bring Cal in a moment if he's still around. Let's touch on some boxing stuff and take a look at what happened this past weekend on Fox pay-per-view. It turned out to be a good heavyweight fight, better than I thought. An eliminator, WBC or whatever, for Andy Ruiz Jr. and King Luis Ortiz. Looks like Ruiz, a one-time heavyweight champ who defeated Anthony Joshua and then lost to Joshua. 12 rounds, and that fight, he knocked Ortiz down 3 times, twice in the first round. His right looked affected, though he came in at 268 pounds. Now Andy Ruiz Jr. is back in a heavyweight title mix. You can read my piece on LatinoSports.com about that. An interesting 12-round fight. Had he not had those knockdowns, perhaps Ortiz, who came on strong, could have won that fight. In fact, Ortiz fought, 12 punches he threw in the last round. So, that Ortiz won maybe the last few rounds, but it came out that Andy Ruiz Jr. got a decision, and one judge had a 113-112. I don't know what he was looking at. That to me, that's crazy. What the knockdowns affected that. In that title mix now, again, is Tyson Fury, who says now he's going to fight him. An announcement next week, and he's offered to fight Anthony Joshua finally. I think it might happen eventually in the linear title belt. It's up to what Joshua wants to do, and that would be in the UK. Anthony Joshua made this announcement during WWE Clash the Castle event over the weekend. That was interesting. Anyway, on that Fox card, Wiz, Abner Maris, a former 2-time champ, back after 4 years because he had a detached retina. Thank goodness he got out of it okay. And it was a 10-round draw against Miguel Flores in the lightweight division. Abner Maris is back. I think we had a photo of that fight. Do we have a photo of that, Cal, of Abner Maris' fight? Wiz, do we have it? Oh, there it is. There's Maris. He looked pretty good for a guy, Wiz, who wasn't in the ring for 4 years.
Oh, wow. Sheesh. Yeah, it looks like his last fight was 4 months ago, not 4 years ago.
No, he isn't. Yeah, that's right. And he had a detached retina. Had surgery and didn't think he'd ever come back. Now he says that he's back. So we'll see what happens with Abner. Congratulations, Abner. I know him well. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he came out of that with no injuries. And the lightweight Isaac Cruz, who won for Gervonta Davis a few months back. He wants him again. He came out and won his in the second round KO on the pay-per-view. And now we have the more boxing news. 2 weeks away from Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, the trilogy in Las Vegas. We'll talk more next week after about that. But Boxing World is anticipating that major fight on the fall calendar in 2 weeks. Bad news, Ernie Shavers, the former heavyweight, passed away this week. The two times he fought for the heavyweight title. Ernie Shavers defeated in 1977 the great late Muhammad Ali at Madison Square Garden. Ali said after that fight that Ernie hit him so hard it shook my kinfolk in Africa. That was one of Muhammad Ali's great sayings in that great Hall of Fame career. The great Ernie Shavers has left us. He was a young guy. He wasn't old, 72 years old. Rest in peace, Ernie Shavers. He did a lot for boxing and the heavyweight division. And we talked about Triple G. That'll be the boxing part of it today. But I'm interested to see now when Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, maybe that'll be Fury's next fight, and still waiting for Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. to get this fight signed. They keep talking they're going to do it. Still no word on it. And that could happen at the end of the year, and that would be the fight. The fans want to see that, but No go so far. All right. Keep it in the ring continues. Wiz, before I go into the wrestling stuff, did you see this announcement today by your friend Jake Paul?
Yes, I did see the announcement.
Showtime pay-per-view. I want you to comment on this a little bit. He's going to fight Anderson Silva. He's now a pro fighter. Showtime pay-per-view, another one, October 29th. Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. I have no interest in that at all.
Me either, honestly. I'll be tuned in, but just for the hell of it. But Anderson Silva in a boxing ring, I just don't like the thought of it. But Jake Paul, he's proving it every 3 months. When his fights get canceled, the demand's still there. So
why you want to pay $74 to see that? Would you pay $74 to see that?
No, but you know
no.
the streams out there.
It's $74 from Arizona at they renamed the arena out there. Jake Paul continues his boxing career. Anderson Silva. I mean, honestly, what is he going to do? Is he going to become a heavyweight champion? Come on.
No.
Again, I will say it. It's very hard to transition from being a fighter at UFC to being a fighter. All right.
Oh yeah. Especially at that age.
I don't know how much Anderson Silva. I don't know. You can ask these guys, and they'll tell you it's easy to do. I just don't. I don't know. Like again, my old age is catching up to me. I can't accept it. You know, just smile because one day you're gonna get there. One day you'll get there.
I don't like the thoughts of Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul. Right. I'll be into it down the line.
All right. Now, Wiz, pay attention. Come on in, Cal. Are you here?
I am here. I apologize for earlier, but
keep it in the ring. Cal, where did you go?
I had to use the men's room.
You didn't go to a barbecue?
I did not go to a barbecue, but you
did. He's getting you in there.
No, I wasn't being too.
A little taste of your medicine, Wiz.
I drank too much water, you know? That's all it was.
Yeah. All right. Well, we all need a break. That's why I take breaks on the program. Absolutely. People say to me, why do you take so many breaks? Well, that's one of the reasons. We got to go.
You have to.
You drink a lot of this. Yeah. All right. Cal and Wiz, interject if you want, because this is usually the time the Wiz just sits, nods his head, and goes.
Yeah.
If you're a pro wrestling fan, this past weekend was your baby. You had a bonanza of it. You had Clash at the Castle Saturday afternoon on Peacock, WWE, which is now going to become an annual event. You had No Way Out for AEW, which created a lot of noise and a lot of buzz afterwards. Cal, let's first take a look. Let's go over, before we go to Clash at the Castle, let's go over the developments taking AEW right now. Moxley loses to Punk. Yep. And the Joker becomes F. And they want to do MJF and Punk, hopefully at Grand Slam in Flushing Meadow in the middle of this month, where I will attend. The whole thing, him being the Joker, he comes back, and then Punk in that media scrum that was seen on YouTube Live, playing the heel and cursing Cabana around, and go ahead. What's going on with CM Punk? He's flipped, and now I understand, as you say, he's on the verge of maybe getting ousted out the door by AEW. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, CM Punk and Colt Cabana have a pretty interesting history. If you have time to go down that YouTube rabbit hole, feel free to. There's a lot more stuff than I can talk about in this limited segment. But some EVPs had leaked information about CM Punk and Colt Cabana to the media. And he wasn't happy about it, and it was a straight shoot promo. He wasn't scripted to say all the stuff at the scrum. It was a lot of him just deciding to talk about how he felt about his situation, and he kind of went off the rails. And then there was a fight afterwards with Kenny Omega, CM Punk, Ace Steel, and the Young Bucks, where Matt Jackson got knocked out. Kenny Omega got bit by Ace Steel. There was chairs.
There was a door kicked down. Is it work or is this real? Because in pro wrestling, you don't know if this is reality or fiction. What's going on here? Is it leading to something, or is Punk? I can't believe that Punk would be ousted out. It would change the entire complexion of that group that's going through a lot. There's been a lot of buzz of controversy behind closed doors with AEW.
Yeah, I think if the people in AEW are any smart, you understand in wrestling, controversy creates cash. And then at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to draw is these big houses and all these shows, trying to sell all the tickets, trying to get all the pay-per-view buys you can. So if they're smart and they're able to put whatever differences they have past each other, they'll move and work together because this will be something that fans will be interested in buying. But hopefully CM Punk and Omega and the Young Bucks are able to put whatever differences they have aside because, you know, AEW has been a great second option for people who aren't happy with WWE in the product.
I know.
It would be heartbreaking
to see CM Punk who's apart. I think what happened is too much talent on that roster, and there's a lot of friction among the talent, and Tony Khan can't control it right now. Did you get any numbers on the pay-per-view preliminary buy rate? How it did?
I can check, but as far as I know, Tony Khan afterwards said that it was going to be the second largest buy for AEW All
digital
Out.
And
Buy rate for last year was 205,000 buys. This year is 155,000 buys. So it took a step back, but there was a lot of wrestling on this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
Not too bad. But you know what? Also, Cal, Wiz, you can interject if you want. I know this isn't your thing, but
I was going to bring us something up. But go ahead.
No, go ahead. We want to hear from you because the Keep It in the Ring Pro Wrestling segment, all you do is this. Go ahead.
It's funny you bring up the numbers and how they did drop a little with the beginning of college football, perhaps. Yeah. That was a major hit because Notre Dame, Ohio State on Saturday night. I feel like everyone was tuned into that. And before that, you had Oregon, Georgia, and that ended in like the first quarter. So
we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, there was that. There was the fact that there was Clash of the Castle. There was the NXT pay-per-view. There was so much pro wrestling.
Maybe too much for the weekend. Cal, the thing that came out of this show again was MJF. Tomorrow night he's going to be the center of attention on AEW Dynamite on TBS. We don't know if CM Punk is going to be there. What came out of that show too to me, the Danielson match, all right, with Chris Jericho, and how Chris Jericho has become the leader in that locker room. And Chris Jericho has said things to say about the controversy going on, and he seems to be the guy that everybody's leaning on, including Tony Khan.
Yeah, and I feel like that's starting to lead to results in the ring, too. He's being rewarded as though, like, because he's being that locker room guy, he's going over the likes of Bryan Danielson, who's considered one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. So,
and that was a good match, too. Good match.
It was a Lionheart versus American Dragon. I think a lot of people were surprised by the finish, but I will say that Chris Jericho has been noted as being the mature person in the locker room who's trying to be the voice of reason that all these guys can.
He's the leader. They got to look up to him now. He's like 52 years old. He's got over 25 years in the industry. Why not? And I like the Acclaim. I finally see the Acclaim getting their play. Best match of the evening to me was the Acclaim in that tag team affair. I'm happy to see that they're getting their play. Caster and Anthony Bowens, and they've really come about. They will be eventually AEW tag team champs, and they're very quiet. They go about their business and do a good job.
Yeah, I feel like that was the biggest letdown of the night from the pay-per-view. If it wasn't MJF cashing in immediately with his Casino Battle Royale, it was the fact that Tony Khan didn't pull the trigger and just let the Acclaim to go over for the night, because that crowd was hot for the Acclaim. They wanted them to win so badly to the point where people who aren't wrestling fans would watch that, and they want the Acclaim to win because of how infectious the crowd was for him. So I'm surprised he didn't let him go over, but the Acclaimed is starting to get the shine they deserve. Day before, you got your appetite with WWE. Like I said, it was a wrestling bonanza. And by the way, to see the pay-per-view numbers for All Out and the Fox pay-per-view boxing card, I'd like to see how they did against each other. I mean, it's just too much in one weekend. Wiz, you know how I felt about it, because I
come back and forth with you on it over the weekend. When you weren't at a barbecue, I was talking to you about that. You know,
barbecue.
WWE comes out. Clash of the Cat came out that but let's look at first Riddle and Seth Rollins. That's going to continue. That's going to continue. The creativity of Triple H and his creativity mind, it's working. Ratings are up. Fans are really liking what they're seeing. Riddle and Seth went at it in real life and fiction at the same time. They'll continue that. But I was disappointed. Damian Cross playing a part. Theory again. Tyson Fury. I love that part. He knocked the hell out of Theory and put him down with the right.
Absolutely.
And then McIntyre loses. Controversial to Roman Reigns. Everyone's thinking here. We left off last week. I thought for sure that Reigns was going to get the throne, at least for one of the titles. And then Roman Reigns and Tyson Fury celebrating. But what I didn't like was Tyson Fury and Roman Reigns shaking hands.
Sure.
And I think they went a little too much with McIntyre and Fury. McIntyre loses. I mean, you know, I don't sing in front of the Wiz. You know, if I'm having a hilarious time or having a good show, whatever we do together, I don't sing in front of him. I don't shake his hand and sing in front of him, the whole world to see. But Drew McIntyre, no, I know. Yeah, he sings at barbecues.
I believe it.
That's what I heard. Yeah, he does. McIntyre not winning the title, does that put him out of the picture now? Where does Roman Reigns go from here? Is it Damian Cross?
Well, I'll tell you this. Roman Reigns is not currently scheduled to be at the next pay-per-view, which is in October, which means we're probably not going to see him defend the titles. Yeah, because he's part-time. We're probably not going to see the titles defended for another 2 months or so, unless something happens where he's at an appearance. And
do you think they're leading to what I'm thinking? I've been saying for the last year, Rock, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania.
I think we're going to get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. I don't think it'll be for the titles, though. I feel like Hunter's smart enough to understand that match doesn't need the titles to make it a big match. If it was Vince McMahon, 100% this would be for the world title. But Hunter realizes that this match has enough star power on its own that you can use the titles to build another star. Right. But I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to have another chance.
But they're definitely on the right track. I like Braun Strowman back on Monday Night Raw last night.
Yep.
He might play a role in this. He's going to be on SmackDown Friday night.
Yep.
The question is, will Roman Reigns be there? And the Mysterio split's official. I just think Dominic is so uncomfortable right now. You look at Dominic's face. I don't think he really wanted this, and he really doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to act. Being the heel now against his father.
I feel like
he looks so uncomfortable in that role, and I feel it's going to lead to a setup where he's just trying to get to Judgment Day, and he's going to be back with his father and with Edge in a matter of time. Do you think so?
I feel like we've been waiting for Dominic Mysterio to turn on Rey for so long that I could totally see it happening, because the best part about wrestling is the unpredictability of the next part of the storyline. So if Triple H wanted to, swerve everybody and have Dom go back to Rey and Edge and be a part of that group again, then 100% I could see it. I think Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, I think Dominic Mysterio right now is being forced into the light, and he has to show that he's capable and comfortable with being a guy on TV who does things that aren't necessarily what he would like to do normally. I think Triple H said it
looks
best.
So uncomfortable.
Right.
Triple H looks as uncomfortable as the Wiz. He looks as uncomfortable as the Wiz does right now listening to this stuff.
Yeah. Riz, little tip for you. Triple H once said that the best part of wrestling, or how you become the best part of yourself in wrestling, is turning your personality up to 110%. And then just being it, and see when you go to barbecues, we need that barbecue attitude out here. That's all I'm saying.
How about a backyard barbecue wrestling match? Me and the Wiz, and of course I win it easily.
Yeah, I agree.
We gotta get the line on it.
The line on it.
We'll get a betting. We'll get a betting line.
Yeah, you know what? Don't let it fool you. Because underneath that shirt, there's a lot of muscle on that Wiz.
Oh,
I might have to bet on Robert over here.
Yeah. All right. All right, Cal, that closes Keep It in the Ring for the week. I know we're going to go over tonight. We have a lot more to do with the NFL.
See,
And
that's
I'll
a good
get back
one.
at you. We get to the top. We're going to go to the break. We'll give an update. But right now, it's the favorite time of the program as we close Keep It in the Ring this week. You know what it is. It's Nobody Beats the Wiz. The graphic is going to go up. You're going to see the Wiz is the lion. And we're going to hear the music, I think. Cal? I'm putting a lot on Cal tonight. I know that. But this is a special part of the program. Nobody beats the Wiz. It's the Wiz's favorite part of the program.
The music's pumping. I'm energized.
I don't hear it. I don't know what it is. I know I'm getting deaf, too. I don't hear it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I got the questions ready for you. Yes or no to the Wiz. Here we go. Oh, now I hear it. I hear it now. I like it. But I like Weezer. I wish you could put some Weezer in there. They're my favorite group. So this is Nobody Beat the Wiz. It's yes or no on Sports with Rich. Coming at you now live on the SLD Network. Live. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, here we go. Wiz, the NFL season is here. There's a talk about expanding in the NFL. Right now, 32 teams, and there's talk, might expand maybe to Mexico, somewhere else. Yes or no? Do you think there's room for more teams in the NFL with 32 now? Do you think there's room for more?
I think there's room for at least one more, not in any time soon in the next decade or so, because we've seen the advancements and progression that the NFL has made in Europe and Mexico City. I actually wrote an article about that back in May on Latino Sports. We'll publish it out again as the season goes down. But we've seen it on, I believe it's Niners-Rams, Week 5, Mexico City, and there's another 2 games in Europe. So if we don't get a team over there, we'll definitely have games continue. Three games a year, 4 games a year. It should be good, and it's like I said, a progression in the NFL towards a global game.
I, for one, think there are one too many, and to go overseas, I don't think there's a market for it, despite what they say. All right, Nobody Beats the Wiz. NFL, that's the topic. We are reaching one in a couple of weeks, and now we go to Thursday Night Football again. I believe there's too much. Thursday night, Sunday night. Besides, y'all know where they are. So now we got NFL Thursday on the Prime Network. Al Michaels has jump ship there, as you know. Sunday night ESPN, or Monday night ESPN, Sunday night NBC. Yes or no? Too much? What do you think? Too much? Too many networks? Too many places?
I like it. I like the assortment. A lot on Sunday, one on Monday, one on Thursday.
You like the season, you like the week beginning on a Thursday night?
Yeah, I don't mind it because any other night it just wouldn't fit. On a Friday, I wouldn't like it because you have college football on Saturday.
Yeah, but even though, and then it's on Prime, but what happens during the baseball postseason? It's not going to be off days here in between series. And now you have an NFL game on Thursday night with some team matchups. What do you do?
As you said before, and as Sam said, NFL is always going to be king. So once MLB is over, it's still going to be leading the way NFL ratings-wise. So they'll be fine. So you
like Thursday, you like Sunday, you want to continue to Monday.
Yeah, and especially in October, that's the best for sports junkies.
Why not a game every day?
It wouldn't go well over the players. The players would hate that.
Impossible to do it, right? All right, Wiz, yes or no? What quarterback thrives the most this year? Who do you think's going to lead in passes? Wilson, Brady, Stratford, Allen, anyone else? What
I'm
quarterback
do you think? I go with Allen or Justin Herbert for the Chargers. Those are my two.
Good pick. I can agree with you. Yeah.
I think Herbert's going to develop year by year. I think he's going to take a leap that Josh Allen took 2 years ago, kind of like an MVP stride. I believe Allen
No
finished
Justin
fourth in
Fields.
MVP. No,
I didn't
Justin
hear
Fields in there.
no Justin
No
Fields.
Justin Fields.
How many do you think? How many? Yes or no? 10?
For Fields?
Yeah.
I believe he finished with 16 last. No, he finished with 10 last year. I think he'll finish with at least 18 this year. It would be
20 or more intercept. How about 20 or more interceptions?
I'd say 15 or less interceptions. His biggest concern is the fumbles. If he could hold on to the ball, because last year that offensive line was atrocious.
All right, let's shift. Go away from the NFL with nobody beats the Wiz. Yes or no? Major League Baseball, inclement weather. Yankees Twins in the Bronx tonight, causing a double header tomorrow. Not the split admission. It's going to be straight through. Double headers, the old days. Do you like these double header splits? Do you like the day-night or straight through double headers? Yes or no?
Oh,
Nobody beats the Wiz.
The straight through doubleheaders are so much better, and it's a win for baseball. Any fan going there, you're paying the price of admission for 2 games. You can't beat it. Any Yankee fan that's going to be at the stadium tomorrow, it's a deal worthwhile. There's tickets right now for $15 for 2 games. You can't beat that. As Aaron Judge is going for the record, you have to go.
Double dose of Aaron Judge tomorrow if you got the day off. Spend the whole day at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Good point. All right, with September, Major League Baseball rosters used to expand to 40, which provided a clear disadvantage to a lot of teams, especially that are in pennant contention. Now it's down to 28. What do you think? Do you like that? Call-ups now down to 28 instead of the 40 they did for years? Yes or no?
I like it. It had to be moved. I feel like 40 was too much, and now we're seeing all these prospects get called, and compared to the last few years, we would see a bunch of prospects get called. Everyone would get called up, and now it's the individual talents, the select few that the front offices are banking on making that postseason run for them and provide them with that spark, as we said before. Hopefully Oswald Peraza is that spark for the Yankees if he gets the playing time.
I like it better at 28 than at 40 because I've been in those clubhouses in September when there were 40-man rosters. Guys were dressing over each other, and they had cubicles in the middle of the locker room that you could stumble over. No more. Now it's just 28. It's normal. Most of all, it doesn't provide a disadvantage to any team, so I like it. The players agreed on that, by the way, with the owners. All right. Nobody beats the Wiz. We shift to a boxing question. You ready? Yes or no?
I'm ready.
We saw Andy Ruiz Jr. go 12 rounds, 3 knockdowns on Saturday night. Had that fight gone 15 like it used to be, could have been a difference. Again, the knockdowns, I believe, decided it. 15-round fights when Ali, Frazier, and all of them fought years ago, they were good championship fights. And a lot of times when the 11th, 12th round on, fights were decided. This one could have been that way. Do you agree? I know it was before your time. Do you like to see 15-round championship fights, in particular in the heavyweight division? Yes or no?
I would prefer 15-round championship fights compared to 12. All in all, I feel like I'm watching these fights, the 12-round fights, and it ends in a blink of an eye. Within 15 minutes,
Yeah.
It's just like the lead up to it. It took all weeks, all these months, and it only feels like 10, 15 minutes at most. So I think.
And you know
15
why they
rounds-
went from, you know why they did that, 15 to 12, because of safety measures. And it really doesn't make a difference. Boxing was 15 rounds, it made a difference. All right, good point. All right, wrap it up, Wiz. You ready? I always like to do this to you at the end. Yes or no? Nobody beats the Wiz. All right. You know, I've noticed when I travel around with the Wiz in his car, it's very interesting. First of all, he's a very defensive, cautious driver. You always feel safe with him in a car. But then when you leave the car, you get your bag out of the back seat, you leave that car, get our bags and move. But one thing I notice, if it's not an empty iced coffee container in the back seat or some type of other paraphernalia, clothes or whatever it be, one thing he does have, he collects hats, caps, all kinds of sports caps, and he leaves them in the back seat of his car.
I believe that's
reason why you do. Is there any reason why you do that? Yes or no?
I'd say I've been doing that for a while, just because I'll walk out of my house with no hat, and then I know in my car I have an ultimate decision with like 5 to 10 hats waiting for me. So I prefer that anywhere I go.
Cal says you got to keep your head warm. That's why you do it.
That's true.
The back seat of a car is not made for hat collecting. The back seat of a car is made for a passenger. But no, the Wiz has a different idea. And one other thing, but nobody beats Wiz before we close it up. Yes or no? Where will you be on NFL Sunday, the first big Sunday of the NFL? Let me guess. You'll be at a barbecue with some friends, and I'm going to be home watching baseball or whatever. No, actually, I have plans Sunday, so don't worry about it. Where will you be NFL Sunday? What do you do every first week of the NFL season? You're not going to be with me this Sunday. I know that. Barbecue or not. I wouldn't get invited anyway, but go ahead. Where do you be?
No barbecue. It's either going to be staying up in my room with 3 TVs going, or back at my friend's house, Matthew Zygans. He has 4 screens going every night.
Between you and me,
wrestling. This guy is a wild man.
I got to have a little talk with this friend. Okay.
Okay.
Yes or no, people. Nobody beats the Wiz. That friend is taking some time away from me. No, that sounds a little awkward. But Cal, close up. Nobody beats the Wiz for this week. We'll get him again next week or the week after. So I don't think I'm going to be here next week anyways. But I don't know who would do that with him. I'm the one that does. Nobody beats the Wiz. No one else. Cal, come on in.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cal. Yeah, it takes a while to tune in, but we're going to get to you. We're going to do a brief update, go to a brief break, come back, and we're going to do the NFL picks. We're going over 10:15 tonight. I know that.
Probably.
I'll be off by 10:30, I promise you, because I don't want to escape your gym time. But, this is NFL. That's special. No. He says he's going to be with a friend Sunday watching all the games if he's not trapped in his room.
Sure. Yep. Sure.
Where will you be?
I'll be live on the SLG network for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. But otherwise, I'll probably be cooking up some brats. Actually, no. This Sunday, I'm going to the Brewers game because we are still in playoff contention.
Oh, yeah.
And then by the time that's done, the Green Bay Packers will be stopping the Minnesota Vikings, and then I get home in time for Sunday Night Football. So
no, on the contrary, it's probably going to be 2 losses for you one day.
Oh, right? That's so harsh.
And by the way, as we thank you, nobody beats the Wiz, and until next week, we close that up. We do have to tell, we need a quick sports update. A lot of baseball, December stretch. The Mets lost 8-2. It continued. It's not good. It's not good. Yep. To the Pirates. I see that they only got 7 hits. I don't know much about it. I know that Walker got the loss. The Mets, the Braves could go into a tie with them tonight. They beat Oakland. Yep. It's not good. Not good for Met fans. I said they'd lose first place, and it's on the verge. It really is. All right, Cal, our NFL picks are coming up after the break, but first you're going to give us a brief update, and then we'll take it on the other side with NFL picks. You're watching Sports with Rich. I'm the Rich Mancuso. So that's the Wiz, Robert Rizzo. Reach us on social media. Scroll down on the bottom. Also live on the SLG network every week. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Rich Mancuso. Back on the other side, here's Cal with the quick update.
Yes. It is time for your spunky sports update, Rich. It's a spunky sports update. At that, this time we're going no mistakes. I promise you this time. The Brewers are currently winning 5-0 over the Colorado Rockies, top of the 5th inning. We're looking at for playoff games here. We have the Houston Astros currently tied with the Texas Rangers in the bottom of the 5th. We're looking at the Cardinals, who are currently up 3-1 over the Nationals. And we're looking at the Orioles, bottom of the 6th right now, leading 5-4 against those Blue Jays. That's been your spunky sports update. We will see you guys on the other side of this break right here.
What's good, everybody? My name is Caleb from the Bayou City Boys over here on the SLG Network. Happy to announce that we are now working with Dano's Seasoning. So if you're anything like me, you meal prep all the time, Dano's is the way to go, man. They got multiple flavors. Hit them up. Be sure to use our code SLG Network. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Peace.
Spending money like it's nothing. I don't have a budget. Please don't get offended when you see the kids stunting. Got my queens with me, but it ain't no Scarborough bluffing. See, I'm riding solo, well dependent bitches cuffing. I got all I need, me, myself, and I just love it. I've been gone.
Doing bad, they gon' love you. Yeah. Doing good, they gon' hate you. Yeah. Look down on your come up, but to the hustle, stay faithful. Big goals by the rate full. Drip everywhere, that's wasteful. Accent color, that's tasteful. We front and center at the tape. Got 3-5 in my blunt. Yeah. Pour extra mud in my cup. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I was out of luck. Yeah.
What's up? It's Caleb from Bayou City Boys. Be sure and tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 for all things Houston sports related. If not, you can fight me.
Talking crazy cuz captain. Say sipping that, he just acting. We can shoot a movie, getting active. These niggas fool the thing family. I stayed humble, now I'm snapping. We was on the outs, now we back in. Boy, I'm eased up, pieced up. Young nigga creased up, no slacking, yeah. Fuck niggas wanna kill me. Only real nigga feel me. This behind the music, this is fire to it. If it's wild, better feel me.
And we thank the Bayou Boys, are part of the SLG Network. Good show every week. Tune them in. See other fine programs on the SLG Network. This is Sports with Rich. I'm Rich Mancuso. That's the Wiz Robert Rizzo. Our social media handles being scrolled at the bottom of the page. We'll repeat them to you as well. What I want you to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the SLG Network and our show on the channel and all the shows, and my channel on YouTube, Rich Mancuso. We're every week at 8 p.m. live Eastern time, and we're at the top of the hour, almost 10 p.m. Eastern. And now with the NFL season right around the corner, 2 nights, in fact, from tonight, we do a weekly segment now on the program where we are going to go around the table, have a different person on here every week to join us also and offer their opinion and analysis. We're going to we go what I call rapid fire on the NFL picks. It's a panel, so we're going to do it every week, give you a better idea, our opinions on, and we'll keep a scorecard, who's in the lead every week. That's your job, Wiz. I'm bad with math.
We'll do.
Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
See who's leading the pack. So, first, and I hope Cal has some music for this too. Brief, low music.
Of course.
NFL style. Week number 1. And we'll bring in an associate producer of the program. Where is he?
Avery is right here. Yeah.
How's it going,
There
guys?
we go.
All right, Avery. How are you, Avery?
Oh, I'm
Welcome
doing
in,
good.
Avery.
Get ready to make some picks.
A beat there. I like that.
You ready, Avery?
I'm
We're all
ready.
bumping.
I was born ready, Rich.
All right, he's gonna make some. We're all gonna make our picks now. NFL week number 1. Give us some music, Cal.
It's going, Rich. Where are you dancing, baby?
I don't dance.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, but the Wiz likes to dance because that is reviews or 2. So he loves to dance. All
No
right.
comment.
All right. And no comment, yeah, because he's going to another barbecue probably in another day or so. That's all right. All right. Thursday, NFL Week 1. It begins Thursday night on NBC. And a lot of action. That you love the first week of the NFL because you anticipate it since the last whistle the Super Bowl in February, which, by the way, is in February 2023. It's unbelievable. We're in September already. Week number 1. Let's take a look. Good match Thursday night on NBC to open it up. Bills against the Rams. Bills, we've been talking about Josh Allen. The Rams defending Super Bowl champs. Well, you know what? To me, this is going to be a back-and-forth affair, and in the end, I give the Rams the win. I'm not good with the odds. I'm not good with the point spreads. I'm just going to pick them. Rams win this game, but it's going to be tight and good. All right? We'll go to the Wiz. We'll go. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll let the Wiz do last. All right?
Ooh.
Cal, who we got?
Rams, Bills. My betting money is already on the Rams cover 2.5, but I got the Bills winning in a very, very close game.
All right, Avery, your turn.
I have
Bills
the
Rams
Bills.
Thursday night.
Bills Rams. I have the Bills winning. 38-35, somewhere in there.
All
I
right.
like that.
I got.
Okay. All right, Wiz.
I'm taking the Rams plus 2.5, and the over is set at 52 right now. It might move, but right now I'm looking at that over. It's interesting.
Hammer.
All right. That case here
52
Thursday
is-
to open it up, and then Sunday the full
enough.
slate. That's where everybody's going to be drinking. That's where everybody's going to be at a barbecue. That's where everybody's going to be doing their thing, watching NFL Sunday with the MLB down the stretch with their important games. All right. Week number 1 on a Sunday is full. Saints leads it off. The Saints with that 21.4 points they scored per game. And the Falcons with their 27.4 points they allowed last year. Mariota at running back. And I think it's Williams as the wide receiver, new addition to the Falcons, could make a difference. But I like those Saints. They're not the Falcons at home, but I like the Saints. Yeah, Cal.
Yeah, the Saints are favored by 5.5 according to DraftKings. I would hammer that completely. I feel like the Saints are probably going to win by 2 scores here. Falcons don't really have the greatest roster in the NFL to compete.
Avery.
Actually, I like what the Falcons are doing this year. I think this could be a bounce back year for Mariota. I think Cordell Patterson continues his reign from last year. They got they don't have Russell Gage anymore. They got Drake London fresh out of the draft, and I think the Falcons have a good chance to cover that 5.5.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Wiz, what do you like?
I like the insight by Avery, but I'm going to have to go against it. I'm taking Saints minus 5.5. Other than Drake London on the other side, I'm going to take Chris Olave to score a touchdown anytime.
Ooh, I like that. I like that as well.
All right. Following the 49ers against the Wiz's Bears. The 49ers a surprise 206 points per game. Last season, those Bears, again, it's up to Josh Fields. I like the 49ers. How about you, Cal?
Yeah, 49ers favored by 7 according to DraftKings. I feel like they're probably going to win by 3 times that much. Give me the Niners by 21.
I don't know if I'll go that high, but I'm definitely going to take the Niners to win by 7. I don't think it matters who they start, whether it be Trey Lance or Jimmy G. I think between Debo, Elijah, and then on the other side, they got Nick Bosa coming off the line, Joey Bosa. I think the Niners just have a lot to handle.
Definitely. The Bears are going to have their hands full. I'm taking the Bears plus 7. I'm never betting against the Bears. But a telling tale from last season, they faced the Niners.
I know that.
They faced the Niners last year at Soldier Field, and I believe the score was 23-22. So I think the Bears do have a good chance in covering. Same quarterback, Jimmy G. Bears defense. That's it.
Bear down.
Well, you know what? I respect his knowledge, guys, but he never goes against his teams.
Yeah,
never does.
Never.
Can't.
All right. Steelers Bengals continues NFL week number 1 on Sunday. Bengals at home. The Steelers with their new quarterback, number 1 pick Kevin Pickett, and the Bengals with Burrow, 27 points per game. Super Bowl appearance last February. Will they return? But I like the Steelers as much as they are not what they used to be. I like them against the Bengals, the home team. All right, Cal?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, the Bengals are favored by 6.5, fresh off of a Super Bowl loss. I feel like this is going to be the opposite of a Super Bowl hangover, where they feel like they have something to prove. Asked Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow about their Madden rating. I feel like they're going to ball out this season. Give me the Bengals by 10, I'd say, at home.
Yeah. I think the Bengals offense is just a little too explosive to bet against, even if it is the Steelers. The Steelers do have a good defense. They're coming back off injuries this year, but I think the top 3 in Jamar, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins is just going to be too much for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Cincinnati is going to take this one 6.5. It's a favorable spread, and they're still concerned about the T.J. Watt injury, so that could factor into Sunday's matchup.
There's that. There is that.
I think you're all going to be wrong. You don't watch the Steelers win this game. All right? That's just what I think. Okay?
I'm here for it.
And then I'm going to come back and say, well, I should listen to Mancuso. All right? Sports with Rich. NFL Week number 1 picks. Here we go. Lions at home against the Eagles, a team you can never understand, and what I call the NFC least. The Eagles, 200 points per game they gave up last year with that 9-9 record they finished. The Lions with number 1 pick, Aiden Hutchinson, making his debut. And you know what? I'm going with the Eagles. They win this game. Hal?
Man, I want to pick Little Brother so badly here. The Eagles are favored by 4. It's technically a 7-point spread because the Lions have home field. So, dude, give me the Lions to cover, lose by 1 in a heartbreaker week 1. I want them to win so bad.
This is the running joke between me and Calvin. It says you can't root against the Detroit Lions. It's hard to want them to lose, but nevertheless, Philadelphia by 10.
Yeah, losing teams in Detroit anyways. So you might as well say they're going to lose.
I got Philly -4. I think a lot of the public's going to come in on Detroit Lions coming into Sunday because the Hard Knocks and all the publicity they got this summer. I feel like a lot of people are going to be buying in on the Lions. I'm going to fade them and go with Philly.
Oh, you got to go with Philly because you love the Rocky statue, and I don't.
That's it.
All right. NFL Week number 1, the Pats and the Dolphins. The Dolphins at home. The Pats, 310 yards per game they averaged last year. So, look, a Belichick team keeps doing it. The Dolphins, they rush the ball, and they may do it again. And I like the Pats to win this one in a Week 1 AFC East contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins here, favored by 3.5 at home. The addition of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. It's gonna be the year that we get to make or break whether Tua is really that guy. The defense got slightly better over the offseason. I'm gonna take the Dolphins to cover 3.5.
Cal, why are you always going against me?
It's not anything against you, Rich. I just feel like Bill Belichick has lost his touch, kind of,
All right, well, we'll see. Avery, don't go against me.
No, Rich, I'm going to come with you on this one. I do like the Pats to win. I think it's going to be close. I know the Patriots are getting a lot of guys back from last year from injuries where their defense is going to get a lot better. I think Mac Jones is going to take that step, even with the shaky receiving core. I think that what was it, 3.5?
Mm-hmm. 3.5. Yep.
Yeah, give me Patriots 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with Avery here.
Mm.
I'm siding with Avery here. I'm taking New England 3.5. I feel like New England has a lot to prove compared to Miami. Everyone's thinking Tua and Jalen Waddle, obviously, but New England got torched against Buffalo in that playoff game, so they have a lot to prove in the coming weeks.
No, the Wizards agree with me on that one. Thank you.
All over here alone.
All right.
I was the odd man out.
Yeah. Yeah, you walk out. Week number 1 continues. The Jets at home at MetLife. Opening up Week 1 Sunday. The games continue. The Ravens come into MetLife. You got to look at the Ravens again. 23 points allowed last year per game. And the Jets, is it going to be Flacco at quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Flacco.
What's the deal there? I mean, that's the decision. Who's going to quarterback this team the first week or two?
The team status was more.
I like the Ravens winning this. I like the Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, wait your turn, will you? He's just waiting to get. He's always got to get in there first. I'll give you the last word, which is good. Yeah, but I didn't tell you Jet. Cal, I like the Jets. I know. No, I don't. I like the Ravens. See, where you got me all confused. Get Cal.
I too like the Jets. The line is -7 for the Ravens. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens here. I'm gonna take the Jets to cover, though. I feel like they get within 7. I don't think they win this game, though. So I'm with you on this one, Rich. The Ravens win this game.
All right. Avery. I love the name Avery. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate
That's a sports name.
It
The
is.
sports name.
It is. I have played sports my entire life, so we have.
I could tell.
I lock him down.
All right, Avery, who do you like?
So it's hard to hear
Avery,
the same words.
Avery, I don't need your life story right now. I need a pick.
That's all right. It's hard to hear the same words come out of your mouth that you were going to say before. I'm reiterating what Calvin said. I like the Jets to cover. I think they're going to be sneaky good this year, but I do pick the Ravens to win.
Bang.
All right, Wiz.
I'm taking Ravens -7 just as much as I said the Bills. The Patriots have a lot to prove. I feel like the Ravens and Lamar have a lot to prove. Lamar wants that mega extension, and I don't think he's going to get it before the week 1 deadline that he made for himself and his agency. So I'm taking Lamar -7.
All right. We continue Sunday. Jags at the Washington Commanders. Second year with that name. I can't get used to it. The Jags with Trevor Lawrence. Will Trevor Lawrence finally break out as that super number 1 pick? And the Commanders with Carson Wentz. The Commanders were 7-6, 7-10 last year.
Yeah.
They got 7 wins. I don't know if they'll get that this year. Here, I like the Jags. I like Trevor Lawrence to win the winning game for them this year. All right, Cal.
Yeah, you and me are actually on the same. The Washington is favored by 2.5. I'm going to take Jacksonville to cover and to win outright. I feel like this is the year that Trevor Lawrence takes a step forward, even though Draven might hate him. I feel like this team, underneath a coach that actually won a Super Bowl and knows what he's doing, is going to be very good this year. So give me the Jags plus 2.5.
Avery?
I also like the Jags plus 2.5. Bleacher Report just came out during the show that Chase Young re-aggravated that ACL, so they might not have to deal with him on Sunday. So I think Sunshine's going to get enough time in the pocket that he needs to truly shine through on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I believe Jacksonville plus 2.5. That's who I'm taking. And obviously the addition of Doug Peterson has a lot to show for it, but the addition of Travis Etienne, the former draft pick from last year, coming back from the injury, I think we'll see a lot from him this season.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Sunday games continue. The Browns at the Panthers. Interesting matchup in week 1. Sean Watson, not there. The Panthers, I like this game. I like this what's his name? Abdullah switched sides.
Baker Mayfield.
So he's now with the Panthers.
Baker Mayfield.
Right? Mayfield. Right? My NFL knowledge is not as good as yours. I know that right now.
That's why we're
But
here.
I'm going on what I know, and I appreciate you correcting me. I know that. But I've always been a Cleveland Brown fan. I'm no longer. Everyone knows I like the Cardinals now. Another losing team. That's supposed to be they're always losing. All right? But I like Carolina in this game. And I like Carolina because they always seem to come up with points when they need them. And it, to me, is a good matchup. I think the Browns will be good on defense here. I've studied this game. If I had to pick a game I like this week, that's the one. And I go with the Panthers.
Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 1.5. Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 7.5. Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 10.5. Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 14. You can set whatever line you want to. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns because Baker Mayfield is a turnover machine. He's an inconsistent quarterback who cannot continuously keep a winning team on track, and the Carolina Panthers have a lot of deficiencies in the offensive line and on the defense. So give me Jacoby Brissett as the better quarterback to win this game by a lot.
All right, Avery.
Yep, it's hard to agree with that. I will not accept any Jacoby Brissett slander this year from anybody throughout the first 11 weeks, whether Watson comes back or not. Jacoby Brissett is going to lead these Browns to probably a 500 record. They've got stout running back pairs. The secondary and the defense is stout. Give me Browns plus whatever.
Yeah.
Wiz?
I'm taking the Browns also, just as much as Baker's been saying throughout the week that he knows the Browns' defense. I feel like the Browns' defense is going to come back and show him who's boss. Taking Browns plus 2.5.
Browns defense knows him.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting picks. Colts Texans continues the Sunday action. We're almost there, my friends. Most later games. Colts and Texans. The Colts with Nick Foles, who averaged 347 yards
Matt
per
Ryan.
game.
Matt Ryan.
Who?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. You corrected me again?
had
Yeah,
to.
I screwed up somewhere.
It's okay.
Why?
Go ahead.
Well,
Nick Foles
doing
was
this
on
yourself
the
anyways.
Bears. Nick Foles was on the Bears.
That's right. He was on. I'm sorry, Wiz. Your team.
It's bad.
Look, Cal, can we edit this out of the show? Cal, can
Yeah,
you edit that out of the
absolutely.
show? I goofed. That's a big goof. All right.
That's okay.
All right. The
That's okay. We're
Texans, the Texans 4-13 last year. Regardless, I like the Colts. The Texans are losing season again. 4-13 last year.
Shout out to
He's
those
just
Bayou
smiling
City boys.
because
Shout out to
can't
those
get
Bayou
over that.
City
He's-
boys down in Houston.
Smiling. He got a kick out of me, make the wrong quarterback, wrong team. He loves that. He loves correcting me because don't keep it in the ring. He keeps his mouth shut.
Exactly. He waits for his time to strike, and now he got you.
And he got back at me. All right. He got back at me. All right. His birthday's coming up. You'll see. All right, Cal.
As much as let me get this straight. Davis Mills, dog. Okay. Damian Pierce, dog. Okay. Brandon Cooks, dog. I love the Texans this year. I do not love them more than the Indianapolis Colts, however, and they are favored by 7. So give me the Colts to cover that, even though I feel like Damian Pierce has an anytime touchdown.
All right, Avery, briefly your pick.
Briefly, yeah, Colts got a big upgraded QB at Matt Ryan. I think they're gonna repeat what they did last year, win a division, win a playoff game or two. Give me the Colts.
All right, Wiz. Now that you know the quarterback and I don't, go ahead.
I'm taking the Colts also -8. I feel like Matt Ryan's been in a bad situation the last 3 to 4 years in Atlanta, and the Colts, if they had him last year, they could have been in the playoffs compared to Carson Wentz. So I think Matt Ryan's going to make big strides in Indianapolis.
Can I ask you a question? How much money are you going to lose this weekend?
A lot.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, it's so bad.
I'm banking on it already.
That's why I don't do. That's why I don't gamble. I don't do it. All right? I'm just doing this for fun.
Smarter than us.
I don't know what you guys do. All right? Giant companies on the road. All right, Daniel Jones, Barkley. Let's see what their offense is capable of doing. I don't think this team's going to win more than 7 games again this year, even with a new coach. The Titans 12-8. They averaged 201 yards per game last year, and I like Titans, Tennessee to win this.
Yeah, Tennessee's favored by 5.5. I am very intrigued by this New York Giants team. I feel like Brian Daboll is a fantastic coach. I feel like he's going to keep this game close. So give me the Giants to cover, but the Texans for the outright win. Or sorry, Titans outright win.
Yeah, all right. All right, Avery.
All right, I do like the Giants this year. If they can keep everything together, they're going to get Saquon coming back. If they can get Kenny Golladay back, they're going to be good. And the rookie from last year called Darius Toney, I feel like he could take a big step this year. Honestly,
Avery, are you a Giant fan, Avery?
I am not. I am not a Giants fan.
So why did you say we?
Ooh.
You're
Well, that's
betting
because
on them.
I'm siding
You're
with the Giants for
you're
this
betting on
game.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a pass on that. All right. Wiz?
Catch
I'm
New
gonna-
York.
I'm taking Tennessee -5.5. I feel like Derrick Henry is going to run all over the Giants defense, especially with no Kayvon Thibodeau. That was supposed to be the superstar for the Giants defense this year. And
Well, they
if
say he
comes
might.
back,
Today they
I
said
was
that.
gonna,
Wiz,
if-
I got a late report early before we came on the air. He said he might play Sunday. I can't. How can he play if he's got that torn whatever?
I don't. I believe he sprained it, but at the same time, like, why rush my rookie linebacker, my rookie defensive end back in week 1? And it's not even a divisional matchup. I'd rather
True.
keep him. I'd rather keep him 100% or close to 100%.
Unless he had a barbecue to go to. I don't know. All right. Packers. Yeah, it's never going to end. All right, Packers Vikings Sunday, week 1, continuing here. Packers, you ready, Cal? This is your team. 13-5. Huh?
Yes,
10th in passing last year. Vikings 8-9 last year. 24 points, 24th in points allowed in the league last year. Cal, I like the Vikings. I like your Packers, and I'll say yours because I know you're a big Packer fan.
Appreciate
Just
that.
look in the back there. It says Packers. He's got that right in the
there,
back.
baby.
There's the big
And then
G.
I got the Giants
Yep.
helmet right there. It's OBJ.
Yeah, you're confused. All right, who do you're confused? Oh, who do you like?
Give me the Green Bay Packers. They're currently favored by 1.5 on the road. I feel comfortable taking them at -4. I feel like they're going to win by at least a touchdown.
Do you
This
ever
is not
bet
going to be.
against your team?
Oh yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
ever bet against your team?
I'll bet against my team a couple times, and then I'm passionately not. I'm okay if I lose those bets, just so we're clear. Give me the Packers -1.5. Give me the Packers -4. Give me the Packers for the outright win.
All right, Rich. So this is where I teach you a little about myself. These are my Packers as well. I think
I don't need your life story. All I need is a pick, not your life story.
I think the two-headed running back duo of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon is going to be too much for the Vikings to handle. Give me the Packers
All right.
+1.5 or -1.5.
Perhaps at one of Wiz's barbecues, we'll get to know each other, and I'll get your life story. Because he'll invite you before he invites me. All right, Wiz, go ahead.
I'm taking Packers -2. You said it was 1.5, but I'll take them -5 at this point. I just don't trust Kirk Cousins, especially I believe this is a 4:30 game.
Yep.
So anything closer to prime time, I do not trust Kirk Cousins.
They call it the late window. You'll be on your 10th hamburger by then. All right. Chiefs Cardinals, the game I have an interest in because I root for the Cardinals, the team that never makes it. Sunday games continue, late game window as they call it. The Chiefs 14-6, 4th in points scored last season. Those Cardinals, Kyle Murray, Marquise Brown now 11-7, but a disappointed 20th in the rush. Those Cardinals last season. The Chiefs win this game, and I think they big. I like the Chiefs, Cal.
Yeah, man, this one's tough. Give me the Chiefs to win. Give me the Cardinals to cover because I feel like they're gonna pose a little bit more of a threat this year than what most people necessarily like to give them credit for. I feel like that offense has a good chance with Hollywood Brown there, especially with DeAndre being out. They can feed James Conner and he stays healthy. They got a chance to win any game. So give me the Cards to cover, Chiefs to win outright.
Okay, Avery, don't go against the Cardinals.
I tend to agree with Calvin. I do like the Cardinals to cover here. The Chiefs' defense is suspect at best, and it has been for a long time. But it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. So give me. Actually, you know what? Cardinals to win. Cardinals money line.
There we go.
You know what? I don't pick them to win. That's a team I root for because I love Patrick Mahomes. I wish he was on the Cardinals. All right, Wiz.
I'm going to go with Cardinals +4, but I'm really interested on the total. It's set at 54 right now. I feel like this is going to be a 35-32 ball game. Fireworks each quarter. Mahomes versus Kyler Murray. You're not going to get anything better than that.
Shootout.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout. Yeah.
What the hell are you doing there? Swatting flies?
No, I'm throwing the football. And by the way, Kyler Murray doesn't have a new Call of Duty to play, so he should be good for the first 7 weeks.
Exactly.
All right. Let's Will you like the Chiefs? The shootout. All right, we're winding down almost here. Raiders Chargers in that game at San Diego. The Raiders 10-8, 26 in points allowed last season, and the Chargers, the 300 yards per game. And they got the Chiefs next week, so their first 2 games are tough. Raiders are a tough team to figure out. And this game, I like them. I think they'll beat the Chargers. Don't ask me why. I'm not an expert, but I like them.
Hey, that's totally understandable. Currently, the line is sitting at Chargers favored by 4. Give me the Chargers to win, but I just have a sneaky feeling the Raiders are going to be close. Maybe a last-second field goal to lose the game. So give me the Chargers to win, but the Raiders to cover +4.
All right, Avery.
I also like the Raiders +4. I think we're going to have another shootout, 35-38 type deal. I think the Chargers secondary is too good, and I think that offensive powerhouse that they have is going to be too much. Give me the Bolts to win.
I think this is the sneakiest line of the day. I'm going to go with Vegas money line because I just don't like the -3.5. I feel like it's going to go down to 3 on Sunday. So I'm taking Vegas money line. I feel like Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, that connection is going to go far, especially in the AFC West this season.
All right. And now we go to the NBC night game that concludes the action for Sunday night. And by that time, the Wiz is doing this.
Yeah. Yep. At a barbecue.
I think all of you will be because of too many barbecues, whatever you're doing on week 1. This is the Sunday night game on NBC. Cowboys, good matchup. All right, we know what the Cowboys have. Prescott, Cowboys 12-8 last season, and we know who the Bucs have. Brady, good quarterback matchup.
Yeah,
I like Brady and the Bucs to open up the season with a win against the Cowboys. All right.
Yeah. Give me those Bucks -2 as well. Also, give me the over. Set at 50 currently. The Cowboys defense gives up a lot of points. The Buccaneers defense is still together, but gets a year older, and I feel like Dak Prescott come out and try to impress early this year to show he deserves the money he got, and maybe even see Zeke get an anytime touchdown.
Avery.
I like Zeke at the anytime touchdown. I also like the Bucs to win. It's hard to bet against that man.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm taking Buccaneers.
Wiz, I didn't call on you yet.
Gotta wait your turn.
Gotta raise your hand, Wiz.
All right.
I wanted to tell Avery this. Avery looked like he was falling out. I said, "This isn't a damn thing end. There's so many, but this is a part of picking games. You got to analyze. Remember, we do this for fun. Yeah. You guys, I don't touch it. I'm just doing it for fun. All right, sorry, Avery. Wiz, okay. I think it's your turn now. Go ahead, Wiz. Always wait your turn. I give you the last word.
I know, but all right. I'm gonna say it out front. I don't want to get interrupted. I'm taking Dallas money line. I think CeeDee Lamb is gonna go off, and I think Zeke is gonna have a good day. I know everyone says don't bet against Brady. There was no preseason workouts this season. I feel like, as Sam said, I'm going against Sam. He wasn't concerned about preseason. I am. I'm going with Dallas.
Okay.
Brazy's too busy getting his Botox
matchup for NBC. All right. Week 1 concludes Monday night, and we're going to close up shop. We're running old, Cal. We're going to be doing the show another 15 minutes after this. And I love the graphics. Thanks for your hard work. I love this. Monday ESPN game. Like I said, you never know where these games are. The ESPN Monday night. A new broadcast team there too. Isn't that the Al Michaels crew now coming in on Monday? Right? And Chris Collins were. What are you swapping flies again?
Yeah. Yep. Damn flies.
Yeah. Okay. Broncos Seahawks. Good matchup. Monday night. Going against Monday Night Raw. They know how much of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
All right. The Broncos 7-10, third points allowed last season. The Seahawks for the first time without Russell Wilson. And you know what? This is a good matchup because it's the former quarterback against his former team. You know what? I like Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Al?
Yeah. Give me the Broncos cover 6.5. Give me the over on this game as well. Set at 43 currently. I feel like the Broncos could put that up themselves. Let alone, I think we'll see at least a score out of 2 of the Seahawks. So Broncos to win over. Russ with 3 touchdowns passing.
right, Avery. I was going to let the Wiz go for you. You know, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Stop bitching to me. Go ahead, Avery.
I really do like the Broncos here. I think the connection between Russell Wilson and Melvin Gordon III is going to reignite back from their Wisconsin days. I think Broncos -6 is easy. The Seahawks weren't nothing without Russell.
Wiz, you're the final pick of the night for NFL Week 1. Broncos, Seahawks.
I'm also going to go with Broncos -6. I feel like Russell Wilson off that contract, he's going for at least 3 touchdowns, maybe 4 on the night. And Seattle has nothing going other than DK Metcalf on that mega contract. So I'm taking Denver -6. I feel like that's an easy pick.
All right, so we'll see how we all do. Next week, you added up, see how everybody did in Week 1. Good job, guys. Thanks for putting up with my, you know what. Cal and Avery, thank you for your contributing. Maybe you'll become a regular with this. And, of course, Wiz, who can never be beat. So we'll see how it goes. Avery, before I let you go,
yes, sir.
You know what? Hang in there because during the final portion of the program, I'm going to bring you back, see if you can get the fact of the week. Okay?
Okay.
I'll let you take a stab at it. We'll bring you back. All right, Cal, I'll bring you back in a moment. We'll go back. We're going to have another break. Wiz, good job. Week 1 NFL picks. We close that up. College football before we take the final break of the night. What did you think of Notre Dame, Ohio State?
I thought that was a great, intenseful game. Overall, I thought Ohio State had it throughout the whole game. But Notre Dame put up a great fight against a top 5 caliber team. And honestly, I think they can go all the way and win the national chip. They were struggling on offense to begin with, but it was a defensive game all in all. And that's college football at its best.
The Irish should rebound this week. Number 3, Georgia over Oregon, 49-3. Once again, Georgia, the offensive mega, whatever they call it, machine, all right? And there were a couple of upsets, not major, but number of upsets. So the AP came out with their first in-season poll today. Top 20, top 10. And of course, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Notre Dame. The Irish were 8th in Week 1 in the AP poll, the first one of the week. The highlight, I think, for Week 1 in college football though, was Ohio State, the win over Notre Dame. That was a game everybody looked at. And the Irish will rebound. I mean, there were a new coach, good offense. They just a juggernaut, they call it, right? That's an offensive juggernaut. All right, Wiz, we're going to come to an end of this soon. We're going to take one final break, bring Cal back in with a final sports update. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. We're going over tonight, and we would with NFL Week 1 on this NFL special night on Sports with Rich. We'll wrap it up with some little here and there stuff. But first, here's Cal with a final break update and gives a little break, and Sports with Rich back on the other side.
I think I cut Rich off. That's okay. It's time for the spunky sports update anyways, which, let's be honest, best part of the show because it's me. Not really. That's fine. Running through, no mishaps yet again. The Brewers are still winning 5-1 over the Colorado Rockies. I already messed up. The Colorado Rockies at the top of the 7th inning. The Astros and the Rangers are tied at the top of the 7th. The Cardinals are still beating the Nationals 4-1, top of the 9th. The Braves are up 6-2 on the Athletics. Could be tying for that first place tonight. And the Dodgers are currently losing to the San Francisco Giants 1-0 in the top of the 2nd. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back with Rich and Robert, and we will see you guys very, very shortly.
Spending money like it's nothing. I don't have a budget. Please don't get offended when you see the kids stunting. Got my queens with me, but it ain't no Scarborough bluffing. See, I'm riding solo while dependent bitches cuffing. I got all I need, me, myself, and I just love it. I've been gone, riches stacking to the ceiling. I'm dick long. Can never change the side I've been on. In 100 years, I'ma still be with my day ones. When it's said and done, fuck where I'm going, it's all about where I came from. You don't know.
Sports with Rich live on the SLG Network, YouTube, my channel, Rich Man So please like, comment, and subscribe every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 p.m. or beyond. Tonight we've gone over because we had NFL Week number 1. You know, Wiz, my buddy Steve Casper, who was with Worldwide Boxing, who's a big sports nut, he just texted me and said 2 New York teams are tanking it. I don't agree with that. They're just struggling, especially these Mets tonight. I mean, come on.
No, definitely. I think this is just the ebbs and flows of the season, honestly, because other than the National Series, the Mets haven't lost to a sub-500 team, looking at it overall. And obviously tonight they struggled, but they'll come out of it. They proved it throughout the whole season. So I think they'll come out of it. And
I don't know if did you get it? Did you get a status on Marte? Have you heard anything about Marte?
I saw it was hand images, and we'll hear more tomorrow. I didn't see anything about the post game yet.
Lindor 1 for 3. Alonso 0 for 4. 2 double plays. Left 4 on base. Runners in scoring position again 0 for 6. This is not the Mets. Walker was effective on the mound. All right, 5 innings pitched. Gave up the home run. Gibbons not as effective either. He's another guy. He struck out 3 when he gave up 2 hits. Their bullpen is not, and there were only 8,000 at ballpark. A lot of them Met fans at PNC in Pittsburgh. Beautiful ballpark. But the Mets lost. That's 3 losses in a row to 2 of the worst teams in baseball. And to me, no excuse. You got to win these games.
No excuse, especially on offense. 4 runs
and
in the last 3 games.
And the Braves are a half game out.
They're winning 3-0 right now.
They're tied for first place. This team never loses and had a great since June. And I told every Met fan I know they would lose first place eventually. I don't know how bad this will get if you're a Met fan, but right now it's looking bad. And Buck Showalter will get them together. Hopefully they'll rebound. They'll win the rest of the series with the Pirates and go down to Miami where they do well this weekend and sweep the Marlins. If not, you could very well see the Mets at the end of this road trip. They could be 3-4 games out from the top spot and never recover. And reminds every Met fan of last year. No excuse. You got to beat these teams.
Yeah, no, definitely no excuse.
I
was going to say, definitely no excuse. They proved it throughout this whole season, and I think they'll prove it again. And long season ago, it's a whole month, and we've been saying it on this show. We think it's going to go back and forth. That series in Atlanta, I think it's the second to last series of the season. Right then and there, that's going to be the proving point because I think.
Well, you know what?
Back and forth. I think it's going to be.
You hope it comes down to that, and you were hoping that these games, as we said at the beginning of the program, would show some distance in the Mets and the Braves. The Braves have just as easy a schedule, but the Mets are, for whatever reason, they stopped hitting and they're not pitching, both together at the worst time of the year. So I don't know. That's why Met fans always have agita, like me. Everyone knows I'm a Met fan. I got agita. All right, moving on. NBA big news. One player. Where's Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, Knicks fans missed out on another one. Sorry to hear it, but Utah traded Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland for Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, 3 unprotected first-round picks and 2 pick swaps. And at the end of the day, Cleveland won that trade. Their core is under 25, and Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro, Darius Garland, and now you add in Donovan Mitchell. I think they have a winner 4 years from now, 3 years from now. It's nothing championship contender to begin with. But on regards to the Knicks, they missed out on another guy they were hoping to get. And I feel like
their fans are livid.
I feel like it was Zion, Durant, Kyrie. It's just every year it's something, and they missed out on another one. And I think it's And this could have been the one because it was 11. They have 11 first-round picks in the next 3 years. So they're holding on to these picks, and the free agency class next looking too well. So I don't know who the next unhappy star is. And I think
no. All I know is we're getting to that time of year that I love. It rained in New York all day today. I love rain, and it was cool, and I love the cold. I love it. My favorite time of year. I've been saying, let it rain. We need it, and let it get cooler. We needed that. we had it in New York, which means the NBA and the NHL are right around the corner. Can't believe it. All right. A team we're going to see tomorrow night is Citi Field, not baseball. We'll go back to MLS soccer tomorrow night. And this team is struggling. NYCFC is hoping to get a win tomorrow night at Citi Field, their other home field in New York, against Cincinnati, because the Red Bulls are up next on the 17th for them. Granted, NYCFC's schedule is rough. They play a lot. They'll be doing, they may be playing twice in a matter of a week. They're 6 shutout. They lost 3-0 up in New England on Sunday. Here's the thing. They're 1-6-1 in their last 8 games. And since losing Castellanos on loan, who's no longer with them, they've allowed 16 goals. All right? And as a result, they're 2 points behind third place, where the Red Bulls stand. Their MLS Cup, no doubt, is in jeopardy. We're going to try and get some answers tomorrow night at Citi Field after the game. Tomorrow night, they play Cincinnati. It's a game they should win. But without Castellanos, they drew with Cincinnati earlier this season at Yankee Stadium. So we'll see what they're going to do at Citi Field. They like playing at Citi Field, by the way.
Yeah.
So, but there's no Castellanos on his team. It's a different team, Wiz.
Yeah, no Castellanos. It's a totally different team. You've been saying it week by week. Guys, check out the article that Rich posted on Latino Sports, I believe, a month ago when he departed from the team?
Yeah, or as old as I am. Yeah.
But like you said, NYCFC loves playing in front of Citi Field and their fans. The head coach, Nick Cushing, said before the game on Sunday, leading up to the Citi Field introduction on Wednesday, we love playing in front of our fans. We love Citi Field. We know it feels like home to us. We know we get a really good atmosphere. So that's what they're hoping to get tomorrow.
They need the win. And we'll see it tomorrow night and have reaction for you, and watch our columns on NewYorkSportsDay.com, LatinoSports.com. The Wiz writes for them, Robert Rizzo. All right. Tennis continues. The U.S. Open going down to the final stages in the quarterfinals right now. But they lost Rafael Nadal, big star, out. And Serena Williams, the queen, gone. And we all know the story behind that. She says, you don't get an idea if she's retired for sure or not. But Serena knocked out early, second round match. I believe does hurt. They were drawing tremendous crowds there at the USTA Flushing National Tennis Center in Flushing, across from Citi Field. And that, by the way, they have to figure something out. Citi Field and the U.S. Open. And I don't think MLB can control that with the Mets, with the scheduling. But the U.S. Open and the crowds being drawn at Citi Field with the Mets, still a first-place team as of now. And that's going to end, I think, tonight. You can't control the crowds, the traffic. And you experienced it. And the flooding, it's ridiculous. They had to figure a way to somehow do this when they're away, but that's not going to go away for 2 weeks. That's not going to happen. They're not going to take World Games for 2 weeks. Back to Serena. What do you think the impact on Serena Williams leaving the tennis world now? Where's the impact lie now?
I feel like it compares to when LeBron's going to leave the NBA, or like Tom Brady when he suddenly retired back in March and then he came back. That's the impact she left on not just tennis, but in sports in general. Millions of women out there buying her sneakers, her clothing, her merchandise. And I said it last week on the show, her commercials are top notch. No matter which one it is from Nike throughout her whole career, she was the best to do it. And salute to the GOAT.
Indeed, she will be missed. But something tells me she's not retired. She didn't say it exactly. There were a lot of talk that this might have been Swanson. It might have been that. She might be coming back. They didn't have a retirement tour for her. But regardless, a great career, great ambassador for tennis, for female sport, everything. She's an advocate. She's outspoken. She's good all around. Phil Mushnick, a colleague in the New York Post, is getting grumpier than me as an old man. Really ripped her apart in a column on Sunday about prejudice and this and that. And I thought that was called for. Serena to me has been an ambassador and good person for the sport and sports overall. I don't know why Mushnick did that. Maybe somebody, sometimes we as journalists, and I could relate this, hold vendettas or grudges against people, and we take it out and put it in our columns. It's not fair to do, and I generally don't do that. But sometimes that happens, and I think Phil Mushnick has a grudge with Serena or somebody around her or with the tennis, or for him to write such a derogatory column and nasty about Serena Williams. But leave that another time. All right, Wiz. When I'm in the field with the Wiz, I like to sometimes take some photos of him. Because he's always thinking. He's always got a thought. And Cal, put this one up because it's Citi Field the other night. That one not in particular, but that's our favorite spot. We take a break, we leave the press box. I'm not going to tell you what we do, but we go up there on the ramp and up the left field, and we take the scene. Cal, put that up again. Do you have the other photo or just that one?
I didn't send him the other photo.
Why?
No, I'm
like, you didn't want to show?
The back of my head. I didn't like it.
Yeah, the back of it. But Cal, just put that up one more time. Analyze this one. He's just, he's posing there in the back of LaGuardia Airport. I had a photo of him on the other side where he's, looking right at the airport, and he's not even paying attention to me. He's probably saying, I need to get on the next plane and get out of here. The point is this. The Wiz is always thinking of something. You'll always find him standing with a pensive mood. You don't know what he's thinking. Does he dislike me? Is he going to invite me to his next barbecue? Is he thinking of his next pick? I could say he's not thinking about inviting me to his next barbecue or next time he's with his bunch of friends. He'd rather leave the old man home. But he's always thinking. He's always there. Maybe he's thinking about what do I got to do? I got to clean out the back seat of my car. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Whatever. He's always in that thought. Good thoughts, by the way. And I just, all the time I catch him doing that. He is my young protege. He is taking over, doing a damn good job, becoming an excellent writer, excellent journalist, and does a great job on this program each and every week. Which, by the way, brings me up to next week. I won't be here next week. And not because I don't want to be. I haven't retired yet. I got some personal matters to take care of, which prevents me from doing this show 2 hours or more. Tonight we're going almost 3. So the Wiz is on his own next week on the program, and I know that he'll do a great job. He may not get a fact of the week unless he comes up with one of his own. I don't know if he's going to do Nobody Beats the Wiz because he can't be himself. And I don't know who's going to co-host with him. He's going to decide. It's up to him. It could be one of his college buddies that wants a shot at this business. It could be our buddy Jason Schott if he's not at the ballpark. It could just be you and Cal. I don't know. It's up to him. But the point is, I won't be here next week, and I'm sure I'm going to be missed.
You would definitely be missed. You know that.
And you'll do the NFL picks because you got to keep that consistent. But I'm not retiring. I just won't be on the show next week. So the Wiz will take that over next week. I leave him in good hands. I have some business to take care of. All right. But that, everyone, let's bring Cal back in and even bring Avery back.
We're bringing Avery back.
We're going to get the fact that we can close the shop. I love the way we have to wait for them. There's Avery and there's Cal. Great job, guys. Thank you once again for producing the program. Cal, are you ready for just being with the Wiz next week? You going to miss me?
I won't be here next week. Avery.
You love too.
I got a barbecue to go to, Rich. I can't be here.
Oh, okay. So Avery will be in control next week with the Wiz.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So maybe Avery will host with you, but I think it might be Jason Schott. You discuss, but you ready for it, Avery? You ready to produce the show next week? Without me, that's going to help. I'm sure.
I've had Calvin driving the bus. I think I'm ready to take the wheel.
Bang.
And you and the Wiz will do a good job together. Are you going to miss me?
I'll miss you so much, Rich. You have no idea.
Calvin knows already, but me and Rich are a lot to deal with.
Oh no, not a lot. Not a lot. Oh, not a lot. No.
In other words, Avery, you'll be ready to go without me next week. You'll be in good hands.
I will.
And you want because I sensed a little sarcasm in your voice.
Well, from when you're from the Midwest, we say that sarcasm's our love language. If you're not ripping on somebody, do you really love them?
True. That's true. That is the thing.
Okay. I never thought that way.
In New York, we don't get that.
No, it's just straight flipping the bird and cuss words.
It's honking the horn.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So next. All right. So we said so. All right. So no me next week. No Cal next week. It'll be Wiz and Avery and to be determined. And I'll know because this is my show. Even though I'm not here, it's still my show.
100%.
So like if the Wiz decides I'm going to bring in this one, and I don't want him, I'm going to tell him. All right.
Yes.
And he won't do it. Cal, will you stop swatting flies? It's annoying me.
The damn fly won't get away, Rich.
Save that when you go to Wiz's barbecue, because I won't be there. This old man's got to get ready and go to sleep. The Mets lost. I hate that. But we have one final thing to do. We have to get the fact of the week answer.
We have to.
You ready? And Avery, I'm going to give you a shot. Again, the question was, it's NFL related. Football home because of the Deflategate and everything changed with the balls and all that. The officials have to see them, inspect them first. But regardless, after that, the Brady gate, now there's this. There's a certain amount of footballs on the gridiron used that are provided to each team. A certain amount for teams that play in outdoor stadiums and a certain amount of teams that play in the indoor stadiums. Again, this is a fact, not a trivia question. You've had enough time to think about it, I think. I don't know if you never do get my facts of the week, guys. But how many footballs are provided for NFL teams playing outdoor stadiums, and how many the same for indoor stadiums? And first, I'll give Avery a crack at it.
All right, Rich. I've been thinking about this all show. I think the indoor stadium.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Indoor.
I think the indoor, they give them between both teams, I believe it's 34 is the number I'm going to go with. And in the outdoor, I'm going to go with 40.
You're wrong on both.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is it my
time? No bobblehead for you, my friend. Yeah, he doesn't get the bobblehead. And if you get it, you won't get it anyway. I wanted to get that bobblehead. I mean, I still might do it as a welcome aboard question. But I don't know. I mean, he lives out your way. Yeah,
he does. Shipping.
Because he'll invite me to a barbecue one day. I know that.
He would. Avery would. Avery's a very conscious soul.
I know. He would invite me.
Okay.
He would bring me home. All right, Cal. How many provided for outdoor stadiums? How many provided for indoor?
Give me 24 for indoor and 30 for outdoor.
All right. You know what? You got one. So we've established that. It is 24 for indoor.
Okay.
I don't know how you figured it out, but
Robert, take it home, baby.
All right, so you
this is
now
team
Wiz, how many Wiz, real quick, is how many did you have honestly for indoor? Did you have 24?
No, I honestly had 18. I thought it was gonna be lower.
Right, so Cal, you got 24 indoor. Now, how many for outdoor venues? Cal, how many did you say?
30.
You weren't that. I can't give you that closer or not. Wait, Wiz, how many?
I'm gonna go 24 indoor, 36 outdoor.
How many outdoor?
36.
Say it.
36.
You know what? Congratulations, Cal. Got 36. Got it.
Let's go.
Let's go, Wiz.
I don't know how they did this. Tough one, but Cal got the indoor 24. Wiz got the 36 outdoor. Now, be honest with me, guys. Be honest.
Yeah.
Did you look it up?
No.
No.
I didn't look it up.
No.
Cal, briefly, how did you calculate that answer?
So what I did is I took my favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, because he's number 12, and then I was like, okay, Kobe. So I went 24, and then 30. I had no clue. I just thought maybe they each bring 3 extra. I have no idea.
I don't know.
And honestly,
And Wiz, how did you come up with that?
Good half.
24.
My first guess, the indoor was 18, so I was gonna guess 30 for it, and then once the real answer was 24, I moved it up 6 and got 36.
Okay, very good. Congratulations to the two of you. Unfortunately, you don't get
a lot of teamwork.
Like to do with the program. Yeah, well, you don't get the bobblehead though. But you know what? For the first time, I got part answer, and for the second time, you got an answer, partial Wiz, but you're getting good at this. I got to get tougher at the question. I got to get tougher at the fact of the week. I will. I'm coming back with vengeance in 2 weeks. The fact of the week is going to get. What did he say?
Oh, we shouldn't have got it. We should have missed. we
2 weeks, when I'm back, I am going to be with vengeance. You were not getting my fact of the week, and you did. Congratulations, though, guys. Pretty good. That's pretty good because people you can't get it. That's real good. Hey, Cal, thanks for a great job as always tonight. We went 3 hours. We had a great show. Thank you, my friend. And Avery, good meeting you, and good luck next week with the Wiz. So I'll say goodnight to both of you. I'm going to keep the Wiz on and say goodnight to him.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Great job at Sports with Rich each and every week here live on the SLG Network. Like, comment, and subscribe also on my YouTube channel, Rich Mancuso. 8 p.m. Eastern to 10:30, whatever we did. We went from 8 to 11. That's unprecedented because we have the NFL picks every week, which went off great. I thought that was great. And, of course, he's always a great sport, as well as all the info. Thanks, Sam Garnes, again, for his insights on the NFL upcoming season. All of you enjoy week 1 of the NFL that begins Thursday night. And, of course, the baseball action and everything else going on. And I call a world of fun and games. Wiz, any final thoughts?
Just a lot of baseball to keep up with. Soccer tomorrow. NFL right around the corner, as we said. College football. I need more TVs. That's my only thought. So that's what I'm going to end it with. More TVs.
I know. More TVs and more barbecues, which you'll do. And I'll see you tomorrow night. We have a soccer game, MLS tomorrow night, City Field, and some baseball coming up with you in town. Tampa Bay, big 3 games for the Yankees, Tampa Bay this weekend in the Bronx. Next week, the Wiz takes over. I'm taking the week. I have to. Cal will also be on. Maybe in the Wiz will have some fun, take over the program. I'm sure you'll all be in good hands. Again, I want to thank you all. Keep in touch. Like, comment, and subscribe. I can be reached on my social media, Twitter, Ring786, Facebook.com, Rich Mancuso. Read my work at LatinoSports.com, NewYorkSportsDay.com, or wherever else you can find me. Wiz, where do they get you?
Follow me on Twitter, RobertRiz994, Instagram, RRizzo4, Facebook, Robert Rizzo, and Latino Sports is where you'll find all my content.
Great job, Wiz. I love you, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow night. We haven't seen each other in a week, so it'll be nice to see him. And it's to all of you out there, each and every week to support us on Facebook and other various social media channels and YouTube. I can't thank you more than enough for being such gracious supporters of this program. Sports with Rich, every Tuesday night live here on the SLG Network and my channel, YouTube, on channel Rich Mancuso. So until next week, I'll see you in 2 weeks. So next week, the Wiz. I'm Rich Mancuso. That's the Wiz, Robert Rizzo, my young protege and future superstar in this business. As always, Wiz, what do we say?
Keep it in the ring.
Keep it in the ring, everyone. God bless. Stay safe. Be good to each other. And enjoy the Wiz and whoever here on the program next week. Till then, good night, everyone.